People come in. Now we're slowly starting to get people to come in. Danny D, good to see you. Now we're slowly starting to get people to come in.
Almost got feedback.
Yeah, I got to turn my volume down over here.
Oh, you got 5 thumbs up already. What the heck? Come on.
Gary Watson, Red Cactus, Danny D. Oh,
All right, is this popping up on both of y'all streams?
no, and it should be if you are going live right now. Also, no, you're not.
No.
You probably could.
Well, what I'd have to do is I'd have to run this one from the computer,
right,
and then go live from this one. It's
right. There's another way to do it, and I'll kind of let you know, but I didn't think anybody would probably want to do it. But there are 2 possibilities you can do this. So basically, I'll fill you in when we get done here, but I'm going to slow down this chat because I think this chat's got to go flying tonight.
Yeah.
Got 19 people in here now watching.
Lost your sound.
I'm good on this end.
Okay.
Yeah, how about yourself?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Well, they should have. I tagged us on my community page.
Yeah, I started up on I started up on my community page too.
Yeah, so everybody should know, and they seen the tags,
Yeah.
All right, we slowed down
now,
the chat.
I had to just take and put your guys' links up. How does that whole tagging process work? I couldn't get it to just tag the like.
You got to put an at.
underneath.
You got to put the at symbol, like if you're doing an email at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, that at symbol. That's how you put that on. That's how you put it.
And I did that with let's see. Well, it's not showing yours, but now like Ernie's, it's the at semi Ernie.
Right.
I think yours is at what, We the People?
75, yeah.
Is it all of it?
Yeah,
I put them on one, but I put the link up too that way because it didn't add it. So I did put the link up.
Speaking of that, I got to get one more thing, or otherwise I'm going to be like a sitting duck like with my readers.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'll be back too. Y'all got to wear glasses?
Yeah, I got mine. I can't see nothing without mine.
Well, if I put my glasses on, I can see off. But as far as seeing this right here, I wouldn't be able to see this. I wouldn't be able to see the screen with my glasses on.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, if it's something that's way off, I can. But if it's up close, then I can't. I'll be right back in just a second.
Right on. I thank you, Italian Princess, for putting my link up.
All right, we are back. We're getting slow people as we come in here. Yep, we are streaming definitely to 5 platforms right as of right now.
Okay, cool.
And we'll definitely put this down in here. Turn my mic up. Hold on. I don't know if I can turn my mic up in here. These are one of those older ones.
Here, go on. I'll have to run out that road, dog. Run out the road.
Good morning, everybody. Afternoon. Andy, Ernie, and Rob. Bobby is with us.
I am here. I can't see the chat though.
You got another device?
No.
Well, otherwise I can post the. I have a long ways to go, but we can do it this way too.
Jenny, how you doing? Well, I can. What are you doing, Tasha? She's on her phone. Yeah, I'll turn this laptop. I'll turn my laptop back on. Maybe
Okay.
it won't eat up too much internet that way.
Now, look at him. Tell him they're gonna hear me yell. So. Get in here now.
Hobber being naughty.
Haver's outside, yeah. He had to go out right when the stream started.
Well, that's when they normally do.
Yeah. But he
Mine
probably
goes-
actually had to go out a little bit before that, but
Robert,
I'm
if I put this mic any closer to my mouth, I'll be eating it.
do I need my mic hooked up? Are y'all hearing me pretty good?
We hear you perfectly. I hear you, Ernie. You guys are giving loud and very proud on the incoming audio.
I can hear you pretty good.
Well, Robert, turn your speakers up a little bit. That's probably why you can't hear me. At least it would be entertaining.
Here, guys, just cool.
We're slowly getting up there. I think when we get a couple more in here, we'll start get going, and then later on, people will just have to probably start watching from the beginning.
All right,
So-
you can turn them comments off if you want to, Gary. I got my computer up.
All right, Ernie, can you see them on yours?
Yeah, I got comments here.
All right, we're
on
good
the
then.
computer.
We're good then.
Yeah.
Now, how much I'll actually be reading the comments, I don't know, but I'll
Yeah,
try.
I slowed them down because I know once we get a bunch of people in here, then they're going to start going. So they're at 12 seconds.
Hey,
12
James
seconds.
Lesser.
Miss Semi Judy, Dana D, We the People, James, Yvette,
Yeah,
Casey,
there's a lot in here.
Zero Squad, Lead Guitar Man, Restream Bot. What you up to?
Yeah, I have that in there.
Yeah.
Robert, I'm going to get the link in here. And I know you were in there, so let's see. I'm going to do it this way, Robert. I'm going to send it to you via email. Uh-oh. Don't want to do that.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm still here. Just be right back.
Yep, it's fine. Robert, look in your email. Should be coming to you real shortly, and then later on we'll have everybody else up.
Black Trucker 78, how you doing today? Should you ban the bot? I don't know about that.
Well,
I
was also hoping to try to get PC Games in here, and then I was trying to also get Trucker Cassie in here. But I kind of, yeah, she's from Sweden.
Okay. I had never watched anything of hers.
Yeah.
I've heard her name. I have heard her name mentioned, but I've never seen anything of hers.
Hello, Robert.
How you doing, people?
Good,
Hey.
good. There's PC Games. PC Games, do you have an email?
We need your email, PC Games.
We'll send you that link so that you can be part of this. And then later on, once we get everything going here, then we will open up the floor for everybody else. PC Games, email me at this email.
Now, I do got my my new gimbal tripod sitting here. I left the other one at the house, so I'm actually having to use the DJI.
Okay.
And for any of my guys that's on this channel, would you like to see what I did to my DJI yesterday?
Did it
Share
involve
away.
crashing?
Did y'all get a chance to see the video?
I haven't.
I
no.
didn't. I haven't either yet, Bobby.
No.
So
Go
if you spoil it, it's totally fine. I'll understand.
Yeah, well, I'll let you go check it out. I won't spoil it. It's the train derailment that happened down here in
Yeah, I've seen that.
Collegedale.
Oh, the train derailment. I heard something about that. Hold on.
Yeah, I got.
Hey, what happened to your ship? You hit the train.
Yeah,
Did you get it?
yeah, I got it. That's how I was able to get the video back.
Oh,
It took me like 3 hours. 3 hours to get that drone back. 4 different people, talking to 4 different people. I finally got one guy to go look for it for me. He said,
Uh-huh.
all right. He said, thing is, he said, I found it, but he said, I can't go get it. I was like, what? He said, I can't. He said, it's beyond my jurisdiction. He said, but I'll tell you right where it's at.
Uh-huh.
And he pointed over there. He said, see the little bitty spot right there under the open door? I was like, yeah. He said, that's it. I was like, dang. I said, you can't go. He said, no. He said, I'll lose my job if I go get it.
Oh,
He said, he said, I will tell you this. He said, there's not cameras pointing everywhere around here. He said, and you look around and see what people you can see. And luckily the hazmat team was on the other side of the train. They got held up by a train. They couldn't come across.
oh, sweet.
So I took that opportunity and run.
This is how cold it is out there.
Frozen?
No. Wow.
I left it outside, and the wife just brought it to me, and it's frozen there. It's nothing there.
Wow.
I've got a little thing that just popped up in mine. It says go live on your channel, add more viewers to the stream.
Yeah, you could do it that way too if you want. I'm waiting for PC Games up. Here we go. Alrighty. Hold on, we'll get that in here. Get him in here. And if we get him in here soon, then we will start up then. Hopefully if somebody else comes in, we can definitely add them in as we go.
All right. I'm not gonna go live on mine. I don't think. I don't want to mess it up. Italian Princess, how you doing? Thank you for throwing that link up there. I do appreciate that. Sorry, I was looking over in this direction, not that direction.
It happens.
Yeah. That there is the link though. Italian Princess just shared it. That is the derailment plus the end of my drone.
It's
Now,
never the end. Always be fixed.
well, I've got the repair part on the way, but I'm hoping to just take this opportunity and get me a DJI 3 is what I'm hoping.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for. But now that thing, the DJI 3, is somewhere between $900 and $1,100. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of these. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
It definitely is. You know, when you do live streaming, believe it or not, like, you know, electronics, everything like this, you know, everything that we do to try to put on a live show for a lot of you, it does. I mean, for some of us that are doing it, we are definitely spending our own money for this and everything else.
Yeah, it's expensive, time consuming,
Right,
especially when you're doing the live streams.
right. When to add and kick myself out. I need a new stream. Need new stream sent to me. Copy that, Ernie. Hold on. Let's see.
What do you say?
Apparently, Ernie got booted out here a little bit. Let's see. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is just do the same thing as like what I probably did, because it's a little late to do it now with him. Oh, let's go back to the inbox. Okay, Ernie. Luckily, we can do this. Reply.
And that's the reason why I didn't want to hit the add button. I mean,
Right.
because I didn't want it kicking me out and having to go through this. And I figured that's what it would do. As soon as I hit the add, I figured it would kick me out. And it's all right. I mean, I don't mind to run off of this stream. It don't bother me a bit.
Right. We'll see if we can get Ernie back in here. Back here. We did get a response back by PC. Hello. Tap. Oops, sorry.
All right, we got 35 thumbs up and 40 people watching. That means we got 5 lazy people in here. Touch it. Smash it, mash it, punch it, kick it, lick it. We don't care how you do it. Stop sitting on it. No reason in the world to be sitting on these thumbs up. And look, that's all we ask for on this channel. Me and we the people. No donations, just thumbs up. That's it.
Here we go. Here's Ernie back. What happened, Ernie?
I went to add and I screwed things up. I'm good at doing that.
That's what I figured. I figured if I hit that add button, it would mess it up. I'd like to add it, but maybe another day.
Right.
I tried it. Don't do
We'll
it.
try that on the private side.
Yeah. It's all right, because I shared with all my people, and if they want to see it, then I shared where to come and check it out at.
Right.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, we got 38 watching.
Well, I guess we're going to start up here. So good evening to everyone that has joined in. We have with us Right Along Gang, Bobby, Semi-Ernie from the Semi-Ernie and the Rough Riders, and also Lead Guitar Man 1, who's also joined us tonight. The purpose of our trucker panel discussion is about what we deal with as truck drivers in life. We will definitely start out, I think, no offense, Ernie, we're going to start out with the most senior veteran, the second most senior veteran, and then work down. We're going to basically start out of how we got into trucking and everything else for that matter.
Well, now, wait a minute. Can we, do we need to mention how long we've been out here? Everybody, I think, needs to know that.
Yeah, it definitely, that has to be something that will have to be known about. So, I mean, definitely years of experience that you've been out since the first time you've been out and working from there. We also have PC Games joining us also. Glad to see you, PC Games. Can you hear me, PC?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just coming through.
I'm gonna look at my earbuds.
All right.
All right. I'm using my.
So the question is, how long have I been doing truck driving, and what got me into it?
Yeah, let's start it that way. What first got you into the transportation industry? What triggered your mind to want to be that?
Yeah, my father did it. Well, you know, as a kid, you know, you're doing the arm pump. You know, I've fantasized about trucks all my life. You know, being a little kid, giving that arm pump. You know, And that turned me on to trucks, seeing the great big trucks, Anyway, my dad, he became a truck driver, and I kind of got the fever, and he taught me how. And I didn't start until 1987. I got into a van, and I switched over to a beat truck, a 24, and then around the early 2000s, I went into a semi then. So, and I ain't stopped since then.
All right. I guess it's going to be a toss up. Bobby, how long have you been, it's either going to be me or you next.
I think you might have a little bit of time on me. I started in 99.
All right. As a lot of you know, we grew up on a farm, or I grew up on a dairy farm. And what first caught my attention is when we had the company McNess come out that was bringing us feed and miscellaneous other things to us. That's what caught me first into truck driving at that time. And also, we also got family on the other side there that's into hauling milk. So they're into the 4th generation of hauling milk over on that side. So my uncle first started out into the milk hauling business, and I always see my cousin come in there and pick up the milk from our farm, and then I ended up seeing him on my cousin's farm shortly after that. But it's been pretty close to 20, 21, 22 years that I have been behind the wheel. I actually had to start out getting my CDL the old-fashioned way, where you had to literally go down to the state, take the written tests, read the books and all that other stuff, and then eventually take the test for the air brake and all that other stuff. The only thing I did not get was a hazmat. I don't in any way, shape, or form regret ever getting a hazmat license, but I do have a tanker's endorsement, let alone with the motorcycle and a class A, B, and C. So I pretty much am pretty good in that aspect for fields. I have been definitely over 21, 22 years as a truck driver, and about going on my 14th year as an owner operator. I definitely, it's definitely different compared to being a company guy compared to an owner operator. But as for me, I deal with my own bills. I pay my fuel, pay my taxes for the license plate and miscellaneous other things. So that is the difference between owner operator and also a company person. Bobby, you're up.
All right. I didn't catch what year you said you started. I might have missed it.
I didn't really say a year. It's about 21 years ago that I started.
Okay. All right. I started in 99. I think it's right there. I mean, you're real close to each other. I did have my hazmats for a little while, but with hazmats, you have to renew those things I think it's 2 years. If I'm not mistaken, you have to go through and take your test, retake the test.
Yeah.
Every 2 years, them hazmats. So I got them and kept them the first 2 years, let them go. They're really not worth it. I don't think, not in my opinion, unless you want to do local fuel hauling. That's about it. But traveling is just always something I wanted to do. I've always loved to when I was a kid, I loved to ride. And as I got my license, I loved to drive. So, I always thought, what better thing to do than to make a living out of something that I love? And, went from there. I've done over the roads, regionals, locals, parking lots. And, the only thing I've done as far as, I've hauled tankers in parking lots, never out on the road. Drive-in has been my biggest majority of my career, and then here these last few years I've been in the reefer division. I thought about doing owner operator, but I just don't know if I can wrap my brain around all that. I'm having a hard enough time with my store right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that when that part comes up here. I think, Robert, get your 2 cents in here.
Oh, mine's a sure 2 cents. Most of mine I've never done over the road. Most I've done for about the past 25, almost 30 years was harvest time for farmers every fall. I would actually either go on vacation because they couldn't get enough truck drivers, and I'd drive truck for them in the fall, be it beets, corns, or whatever. You know, at the time beet haul was the biggest one though. And it's hard to find a lot of guys that could just cut loose and go, rip back and forth 16 hours a day in the fields. So, unlike the over the road stuff, you guys can have that. No, thank you.
I can only do it in spurts. I don't do it for long. This might be one of my longest spurts that I've been in, which has been 2.5 years over the road. It probably won't be too long before I switch to an regional, maybe even a local. I don't know.
Well, I know a lot of times, like it's for a lot of us, we want to see the country. I mean, I've already seen all 48 states, and spent the long times on the road, nonstop, not coming home. The wife saying, "When are you coming home next?" or "When are you gonna be home?" So I've definitely had that kind of happen to me, and then eventually, basically, it's just. I see Ernie like down there, but definitely, I definitely know what it's like for that to be like that, and it's never easy. It's one of those things I just can't seem to do anymore.
Yeah, it gets to you after a while. It does. One of the hardest things about trucking is leaving, knowing that you're going to be gone from somewhere between 30 days and 60 days or longer. My last run I think was 50, right at 50. I'm not exactly sure, but right at somewhere pretty close to in between 48 and 50 days out. If Gary's in here, he keeps up with it. He knows how many days I was out. I don't keep up with it that much.
Do I? I normally don't keep track of it, but I know it's a long period of time.
No, my moderator Gary, if he's in here, he keeps track with days that I go out, come back in, and all that.
Right.
That's Gary.
All right, PC, you want to explain how you got into trucking, or what got your mind curious into trucking?
It really, my journey into trucking actually started when I was 19 years old. I wanted to first to the trucking business on the more shipping side of things. So I got a job at a local warehouse and dealing with the truck drivers themselves that would come in on a daily basis, unload their trucks or their trailers, and I would ask them all sorts of questions. And what really got me this time around, though, because I waited 32 to get my CDL. I did it for one to accomplish a goal that I had in myself. Get something else under my life skills belt, and now that the economy in my eyes is actually getting so. I looked at as a way of more or less financially and my financial future towards what I'm wanting to do, which is basically own my own house. I've always just loved traveling. That's another main thing. Is I love to travel, countryside, and get paid for it. That's a good thing. But also, helping deliver goods across America and helping with the logistics side of things.
Is that where you're from now?
So I guess here's the question that I know some of you have some have asked. I know some of my people have asked me, how did you come across your YouTube name? Anybody can take a stab at this one first.
I got my YouTube name. I first.
Uh-oh.
I lost him.
We lost him.
Is it-
He's got a very light signal coming in.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and tell mine. I started out as, I was a scratching channel, okay? And my YouTube name was Semi Scratching Ernie. And so I switched it over because what I found out that, hey, I can go live going down the freaking highway. I didn't know that, you know? And I'm like, because I watched that trucking outfit that went to DC. Anyway, I'm like, okay, well, I switched my name up, was talking to everybody. I'm like, well, Semi-Ernie and what was that? Road Dogs was first, but then I heard Tammy Cox, my #1 moderator that's on my channel. She was talking. She goes, yeah, we're having a rough ride. And that just clicked in my head. I said, you know what? I'm going to use that as a name now because I like that better than the Road Dogs. I don't want to say that Road Dog. You know, Rough Riders sound better, you know, so I had to come around with ways to use Rough Riders because you can't use a biker's name as RUFF, you know, Riders, because that's a biker gang. And I don't want to use that because they've got the rights to that name here. So I had to use Rough Riders, RIDERZ, you know. So then now I'm not changing it no more. Everybody likes it. I like it. And it's going to stay. And doing this live stream and going down the highway, shoot, man, it makes my day go by real quick. How about yours there, right along?
Well, I started my channel out with the intentions of showing people all the places that I love to stop and fish. Therefore, my name started out as Big Rig Jigging, you know, jigging to do with the fishing. Of course, all the fish was camera shy. They didn't any of them want to show up on camera. You know, I could shut the camera off. They'd jump right into the bucket. But anyway,
Where you happen to use kind of like an alluring bait or something, Bobby?
well, so what happened after that was the channel completely steered away from the whole fishing while I'm out trucking deal. My grandpa, he's always asking, you know, what am I doing? How's this? Where's that? What's this place look like? So what I done was I tested it out a little bit, done the live streaming, seen that I could do it. I come back in and showed him that he could sit and watch. And after that, you know, I decided that the name needed to be changed, and it took me a few months to actually sit and come up with something. And once people started coming in, I thought, well, you know, hey, everybody's riding along, and the more people we get in here, the bigger the gang's going to be. So it flipped from Big Rig Jigging over to Ride Along Gang, and that's where it's going to stay at there.
Well, with mine, basically, because of everything that's been happening and usually pretty well in politics, I've actually had the name for quite a while, We the People. I just actually had to change it to We the People 75 because Kid Rock ended up deciding to make a song, so he's the #1 search in YouTube. So we had to make a decision, and basically we changed it to 75. And the reason why it was We the People at first, because I'm serving everybody in the U.S. When I was actually hauling, going around 46 states, I mean, that's what I was doing. I am basically helping feed America. So it was basically we the people. That's how I kept my name.
Now you two strictly do both of you guys, we the people and ride along. Do you guys just do food only?
We do some dry bulk, but very seldom. But as for us, we are privatized to one company, which is American Food Group.
Mhm.
We haul out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plants all along the northwest or north part of the United States. We got a new plant going to be opening up soon. I think it's in around Missouri area, Kansas area,
Oh.
somewhere around in there. They just broke ground. It won't be done until 2025, I believe. But pretty much I only haul a lot of refrigerated, and once in a great while, maybe something dry. But for the most part, we haul 90% refrigerated. Bobby,
Okay.
what about you?
I would say mine's probably at about 80% refrigerated. I have with these guys hauled trees, solar panels, fertilizer, but it's pretty much food. Let's see. The load that brought me out of was it New Hampshire? No, Connecticut, Maine. What was that? That wasn't
After a while,
refrigerated.
it gets to be all the same, Bobby.
Yeah, they're all the same after a while.
Yeah. I strictly do automotive. I'm up here in Detroit area right here. All the companies I work for, they all did automotive. And now I picked a job which is way out of my league. You know, me being 58 now, I'm having to do physical labor, which is binding these and chaining these trucks down. These Isuzus that are coming out of Charlotte, Michigan, and a few other places. I've done 3 great big trucks on this low boy trailer, and it's a whole new ballgame for me. And I think it's really interesting. But you know, the paychecks are a lot better than what I was doing. So I was doing dry box 53, you know, for quite a long time until I took this change, and I'm glad I did. Really, to be all honest with you guys. Whole
Yeah, that
new
looks like
ballgame.
a step up for you there.
It is, Bobby. It was. Loading them trucks can be scary, and then wintertime coming, I really got to be careful, you know, getting in and out of those trucks, you know, because it's a heck of a climb trying to get up
Yeah,
in there now. And with having
it's a big
COPD,
jump.
yeah, with having COPD real bad, I really got to take my time, you know. So
Yeah.
When you deliver, Ernie, do you actually gotta unpiggyback them, or do you just basically get them off and then?
same way you put them on,
Oh,
write them
okay,
off.
all
Yep,
right,
they got. I've got 9-foot aluminum ramp. I've got 7-foot aluminum ramps, 6-foot aluminum ramps, 5 and 3 aluminum, you know, 5 and 3-foot aluminum ramps. And you just gotta figure out how to do it, you know.
right.
And you gotta be really careful, really careful. And I've already been into some places. What's that?
So we do actually have one question that we got posted on here from Anna Metallica. Have there been a time when any of you truckers have thought, I can't do this anymore due to the length of time out on the road and missing your families while trucking?
The only time that issue would come up with me is is the day that I'm leaving. That's the only time. That's the only time I ever get to where I feel like, hey, man, you know, I need to. Well, and it's like I said, when I do get into that position where it's really breaking me down, then I switch over to either regional or local. Keeps me from going stir crazy.
Right.
Now myself, I I've been doing it quite a while, so it don't bother Judy one bit, not one bit. And now back when I first started, it did. When you coming home, but now nah, it don't phase her one bit. You know, just where's the money?
You
Right.
coming home already? He turned and looked away right when I done that.
Yeah, it's definitely so. Like, okay, so when you first went out on the road, because I can definitely know that. But the first time every one of you went on the road, did you guys think this was a 9 to 5 job? Did you think you were going to be home at the end of the night, or what? How? What was your very first experience like?
Whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, truck driving is a whole lot of fun. When I first started out, it was fun, enjoying driving the truck, going across the highway, seeing, things that I've never seen before, like Bobby is talking about, and seeing sights I've never seen. I mean, still to this day, I'll take different routes just to see different sights.
Yeah.
And
I do a lot of back road driving.
I get to do that with Bobby when I'm watching him.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely
So
know
now,
what those back road drivings are sometimes like. I try to avoid them as much as possible because with going through the small cities, and
What?
I just don't have no patience for having to stop at a stoplight. But I mean, it's nice every once in a while. Look, it's like, oh, this is a nice little town. It's like,
oh,
holy crap,
I love
we
driving through
got
the
a
little towns.
subway here.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
like
now
stopping a lot.
PC Games is brand new into this. So is it everything that you was hoping for?
A lot more of a. It's more of a from my point of view, it's a lot more mental than physical work.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's I driving is easy and not get bored of it. I could drive thousands and thousands of miles, and but the one thing that I was not prepared for, from a viewpoint of a semi truck driver to coming from a truck driver, you get two different worlds, and man, they make it look so easy. It's not easy. It's not easy drive. It's more of a mental, for me, more of a mental aspect.
Yeah. And that is, it's a lot. There's a lot more mental part to this job than a lot of people think. So everybody thinks we just do this right here. This is all we do. I mean, that's it. Nothing more.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but
There's
for a lot of people that don't know behind the scenes of what we go through, I mean, literally, when some of us do end our live stream, they're not knowing what could be happening in the background. I know I've showed a few of my videos of what happened in the background. I could have done one today when we went out to get the truck actually started, which it is actually running right now as we speak, just to keep that fuel warm and
yeah.
everything else. There's a lot of things as truck drivers that a lot of people don't know that's happening in the background.
Right.
That's what I'm doing right now. Where I'm located, it's the howling, and I have my truck parked at a breaker. So when I say that I'm worried about my truck not literally worried about my truck not starting, I'm actually going out there on a level 3 to make sure it's still running, and that's some of the things that we have to worry about. That you don't have to worry about your diesel solidifying. You don't have to worry about or electrical lines freezing. But in this field when it comes to driving a semi truck.
Yeah, I can definitely, and Ernie would know for one, about the part of fuel gelling up. Now, to PC Games, sorry I didn't see your comment in there about fuel anti-fuel gel, but I don't know, you think you can run out in the garage and grab me that bottle?
black one?
Black and red if there's one out there. But for me, I use a totally different anti-gel formula in there. I've actually seen it be used at one time when I was a company driver, and definitely I know it works. It 100% works. It's kind of expensive, but for the most part, I've used it ever since then, and it is great stuff. You just can't get around it. Of course, when I was starting to come back from Omaha, I ended up putting one of the red bottles in there, which is the emergency stuff. But I wanted to make sure and do a preventive that, you know, if by chance the weather starts getting really cold, that all of a sudden my truck shuts off. So I definitely started running that stuff into my truck. And I don't know, Ernie, what do you guys normally use for anti-gel or anything for that nature?
Oh, with this new company now, I got to figure out what they use. Okay, because each company has a different type that they want to use in their trucks. Yep, I got the same stuff right there.
This is
know.
the best stuff to use by far, hands down, in my opinion. Just don't use the biodiesel stuff. That stuff you can actually flip it upside down. It'll be stuck in the bottle, just like my soda was.
Yeah.
Use the same stuff right there.
But I got both of them.
What's that,
Have you?
Bobby?
I've used both of them, just the regular anti-gel and then the emergency. The emergency, that's for when it actually does start freezing up. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that.
I think you're right.
But
You can use it as like that. But for me, you know, it's like I've used this stuff for going on about pretty well almost 14 years, and this stuff has never let me down. Even if I put it in, like if it was just starting to get to like minus 20 or even 20 degrees, this stuff has not done any problems to my engine whatsoever. Usually when it starts getting to that 20 below or 20 degrees down to 0 or below, then I'm using that more often than anything, because I want to make sure that we don't anything up, especially like I've actually got 3 filters on my Volvo. So if one of those filters end up getting plugged up, I'm screwed one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But you got yours running right now, though, right?
Yeah, I just put 1 bottle in because this will treat up to 125 gallons. I put 1 bottle in for 250 gallons, and that's it. I don't put anything more after that. I kind of let the fuel after the first one, after the first fill up, kind of get down a little bit low. Then I'll put the black bottle in, which is prevents the fuel gelling here, the Penray black bottle. I'll put that in there, but every so often, if it's that cold, I'll switch bottles back and forth on that.
Yeah, I'll have to see what they got or what they want us to use, because this, you know, all new to me, what got going on, you know. So I have to figure out what he wants. Yeah, which he's down in Florida. He called me, the owner did today, and he said your next check is phenomenal. I just want to call you and let you know that, you know. And yeah, he went down to Florida. Yep, must be nice.
Ernie, have you ever had any fuel gelling issues with your truck?
Never. I've never had it. I've seen other guys from the same company gel up because they didn't put it in there, you know. I mean, you got to use it in order for it to work. I mean, if you know it's coming, you know. This is like my truck right now. I've got the APU running the whole thing on time, you know. So I know I'm going to have a nice, warm, toasty truck when I get in it. I'm going to leave it running the whole weekend. I'm going to leave it run all weekend, because I'm not starting out back out till by Monday afternoon or maybe Tuesday. It just depends on how I feel.
Right. Yeah, because we ain't leaving out probably till Monday ourselves. So the wife is going to definitely go with me on this trip. So hopefully.
That her?
Yeah, that's her. She kind of taking off real quick. But
where you going?
I'm on a huge vacation. I don't have any intentions on going back out until somewhere between the 28th and the 2nd.
Well, that's nice.
Okay.
You definitely deserve it for as much as you're out there, Bobby. I mean, for that, I mean, yeah, you definitely deserve to be off until then.
Yeah.
Hey, workaholic.
Yeah.
You're workaholic.
Bobby, have you ever
Something-
had a gelling on your truck at all, either, or no?
Love that.
Nah, I'll put that anti-gel in my tanks. I'll take one of the big bottles, and it's the one that I don't know what the name of it is. I always just look at the label. I put
Howells,
one in a
probably?
year. Which one?
Howells, Howe, Howells fuel treatment. That's
think it
one
might
of
be
them.
It might be. It might be. I think it's got the lightning bolt in front of it, where
Yeah, I
he's
think
holding
that's
the
it.
lightning bolt.
Yeah, I think
I think
that's their new
that's
label.
yeah. I put one in a year. You know, usually at the start of winter, I put half a bottle on one tank, the rest of it on the other tank. That's it. I don't do it again until the next year. Never had a problem.
Right.
Now brakes, I've had brakes freeze up. I've had that happen numerous
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, normally when
But-
it gets to be the fall of the season, and that's definitely one thing I do is definitely put like the alcohol in through the tanks. So just before that snowfall hits, or if it's coming in on the next maintenance schedule, that I definitely have 'em put it into the tank. So I make sure that I never have a brake lock.
Yeah,
I've
Hey,
seen
well,
Yeah.
it's fun getting them things unlocked.
Indeed.
I've seen guys beat the snot out of their brakes to break them loose.
Right.
Yeah,
Have any
I
of you
helped the guy.
ever had the brakes locked
I have-
up on the drums?
I helped a guy unlock his on his tractor last year up in Aurora, Colorado. I wished I'd recorded it, but I didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that us as truck drivers that we should record, and it's like afterwards we're kicking ourselves. It's like, why didn't I live stream that?
Or at least record it. Because that would have been a pretty good video for showing the brakes lock.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Always drain your tanks too. Drain your tanks.
right. Yep, indeed.
Because that will lock up your brakes too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was his problem. He wasn't he just bought the truck and he hadn't drained them out, and whoever he bought it from hadn't drained them out, so it locked his tractor brakes up.
And it will in a heartbeat. You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
So we
and
got-
those tractor brakes are harder to unlock than the trailer brakes are. The trailer brakes ain't too bad.
no, they're
No.
usually not. They're usually pretty decent, but it's usually like, if you do get one that locks up, it's like a pain just trying to get at them.
Yeah.
So we got
Hey
this
there, Otto.
question here. I want to know, what is the wildest, weirdest, or strangest thing you've seen on the road? I think, in our opinion, it never stops.
That's what I was gonna say. You know what? Nothing surprises me out here. I am absolutely not. I understand this. A believer in UFOs and whatnot. But now I do have a short up. We caught it on live stream of something up there in the corner of the camera moving around. I only got 15 seconds of that up, and it actually took place for almost a minute.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just, there's things, I mean, it's just ongoing out here. The longer you're out here, the more than likely you're going to see.
I ain't going there. I ain't going there. I've seen too much. I don't want to talk about it on here.
Well,
And there's just a whole spectrum. I mean, a whole spectrum of stuff.
There is.
It's not just in this one category. You got this category, the category that you're not supposed to talk about.
What is, I guess to say, Bobby, in what state do you think in your mind that you've witnessed the most weirdest stuff in? If you had to pick between 48 states, what state do you think you've seen the most weirdest stuff in?
That would be hard to say. That'd be hard to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because it just seems like every state that I've gone to for the last, for the 48 states, it's like you think one state compares over another one, but in the long
Yeah.
run, no, it just seems like it's like the balance. It's like all of them got their crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like when you go through Portland, if you've never dealt with or seen other than like on TV, homeless camps.
Oh yeah,
Man, you wouldn't believe if you've never been through that area how much that there is. How much? I mean, and it's just along the interstates, stretched out from one side of the state to the next. And that's weird because around this area you don't see nothing like that. Nothing.
right. I've
Somebody.
been actually in Washington State by Seattle there.
Yeah.
There's a whole block, literally a whole block all the way around. There was a place that we had to deliver to, and they said, well, you have to park down the street there. And I'm like, down there where she was like, yeah, where all the homeless people are. Yeah, you got to park down there. And I had to stay there. And I mean, they kept me there for dang near 8.5 hours to get unloaded. And
Yeah.
it was like, I'm sitting there wide awake watching these people that are completely homeless in this whole entire block. Whether if
Yeah.
they've got cardboard, some of them had campers, some of them were living in their cars, and it's just like, man, this is sad. Why is this happening in this state? Why
Yeah.
can't people, or the state help these people be able to get in a place where it's warm or whatever else? But this was the summer months when I was out there. But it's like, what happens when winter comes? Where do these people go? Do they just stay out here? Do they die or
They
anything for
they
that
stay
nature?
out there. I mean, they stay out there. They learn they adapt. I'm not gonna say they learn, but they adapt, and they learn to adapt. The ones that don't want to, or the ones that can't get away from it, they figure out what they need. They take advice from others. They learn how to survive out there. They're tough people.
PC games, since you've been starting into driving, what have you seen that's the weirdest?
Um, uh, the weirdest thing I've seen was, oh boy, that's a good question. I think the weirdest thing I've seen was a possible ghost sighting. I was driving in the back areas of Pennsylvania, and I was looking, and I could have sworn I saw somebody in the corner of my eye, and I looked back, and it wasn't there when it was there. But again, possible ghost sighting. I'm not sure because I was the only one in that area. It was
Right.
like in the back country side of things, and I'm like, there's no way there's anyone else out here but me.
Right. All right. And let's see. Bobby will be back here.
I'm still here.
Oh yeah, okay. It's fine. Probably all trying to keep our drinks all thawed out. I mean, mine is slowly starting to get a little thawed out.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing. When I first became a truck driver, I was always asking questions about where do truck drivers take showers and how do they keep their laundry clean or how do they make their truck a home. And the one thing that surprises me is the truck stops, how
Yeah.
convenient and how clean they are. I've ran into a few that's a little bit stingy, but overall, I'm actually quite surprised on how clean the truck stops are nowadays.
Yeah, some of them can be bad, and I mean some of them, it's if you go to a lower, what I call it, below standards, kind of like a truck stop, then yeah, some of them can be bad, but the most part for like the Pilot, Flying J's, which are joined together, Petro and TAs that are joined together, Sap Brothers, they're pretty much their own entity. But for the most part, with them being the bigger truck stops, they strive real hard to keep the showers clean, the bathrooms clean, and everything else for that nature. And it depends upon what they have for amenities there for the driver. laundry
Mhm.
facility, how many showers and everything else. It really depends upon all that.
What's the? I guess a good question to ask is, what's the worst truck stop you guys been at?
Well, that depends on the worst aspect that you're asking about. The worst one I've been to is Ontario, California, TA. That's just as far as the atmosphere.
Okay.
You're going to get knocks on the door from all kinds of people. All kinds of people. If you're not careful, you lose your wallet out there quick, real quick.
That's one of those where you got to almost put your wallet like inside your jacket. A lot of times,
Might want to put it under your foot in your shoe. Might be a better place to put it.
Right. Hopefully you flatten it out. It's not really thick like that, and then you sit there walking with a limp, you know.
Walking like the hunchback.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, somebody will think you got shot, and that's your war wound or something or another.
Yeah.
Bearded trucks. The worst truck stop was the old 76 in Slidell back when I drove.
Slidell.
Yeah.
Slidell,
Well,
that's,
it's kind of Slidell.
Slide
Yeah,
up. That one's a bad one.
I
Used to be.
So Fry just put one in here. So, okay, how many of you experience lot lizards? Because I know somebody's going to bring that up. I definitely know.
But, and that's what I was talking about with Ontario. That's the worst place I've been for that. They'll knock on your door. The first question is do you want company? If you don't want company, can I hang out in your truck for just a bit to get out of the weather, to do their thing?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely say before me and my wife got married, it's happened to me. I've had people try selling me jewelry.
Yeah.
Definitely say, like you said, Bobby there, hey, you want a friend? I'm like, no. And they never
Right.
they remotely ask because I'm pretty brutal on how I say no to some of these people when they come knock on the door and they wake me up. I'm really brutal with that. And I was like, no, thank you. Bye. So, I mean, I've had that happen to me. I've already had it already where I was in, I think it was South Carolina, and somebody asked if I wanted any candy. We all know what kind of candy that is.
What kind of candy do you want?
Unfortunately, that when I woke up from there, because of what was happening there, it must have been some kind of a task force there because I mean there was DEA everywhere, and I was afraid to leave out of that truck stop. I was like, is it okay even for me to leave out of here? But I would imagine the people that must have said yes to the candy, they all got basically probably arrested and everything else. So, needless to say, I've definitely had that happen already.
Which
West
now
Memphis.
go ahead.
That's West Memphis. They do the same thing on the radio. Got some good.
Yeah, they do. West Memphis broadcasts it over the CB. When you go into West Memphis, that's all you hear. Come to channel such and such for.
Right.
Yep.
But it's not as bad as it used to be out there as far as all that goes. It's not as out and open like it used to be. It's not as bad.
I think a lot of truck stops nowadays have pretty much kind of put a ban on a lot of that. I mean, if you guys go across 80, 90 on the top of Indiana there over by, which one there? Is that one pilot flying there?
Gary Lake Station.
Yeah,
Gary.
Well, not Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, Gary, Indiana.
Burr Street. Remember Burr Street?
Yeah.
That one I heard was always bad.
That's the one with. Oh shit. There is a pilot there and there's a TA there. There's a pilot and a TA there. And they're both side by side, one on the other side of the streets. And I don't like the pilot. I don't like the pilot, and I don't like going to that T8. I bypass that sucker all the time. I will not go in there, and that's Gary, Indiana, off of Birth. I won't
Right.
go in them. They asked
Yeah.
me, "Hey, you need to go fuel there." Sorry, I ain't fueling there. You
Right.
guys can just literally just. I'm going down the lake station. I'll go to the Flying J. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere else.
I'll
I
actually go to the Loves and the Petrol that's down on Grant Street there because that one's
Yeah.
more security
Yeah.
there. I'll actually
Mhm.
stay there before I go to Burr Street any day of the week.
Don't go there, man. Don't. There's been people shot, truck drivers killed. Nah. I won't go there. I mean, I had to go there. I was forced to go there. After that, I told them, you know what, you can fire me. You can fire me now. I ain't going.
Right.
I ain't going. And my door's been knocked on so many daggone times. I'll tell you the weirdest thing. I'm down there in Jacksonville. Couldn't find a place there off of 10. That there's a TA there.
Right.
I get a knock on my door at like 3:00 in the morning. I didn't get to it in time. All of a sudden, it's knocking on my daggone passenger door. I look out there, nice look, hot mama, blonde, Hey, you want company? Not from you, I don't. Why not? You're too damn good looking to be a daggone doing this. I said, what are you doing this for? Oh, I got to get through college. I said, yeah, you're a cop. Right to her face. You're a cop. I said, go away. Just get away from my truck.
Right.
And then, I was down in West Virginia, just west of Charleston there. There's a Gold Mart there. I went to do an 8-hour break there. This was just before, what was it, Thanksgiving? My door was getting knocked on constantly, and I kept yelling through the day, going, door, get the heck, I said a few choice words, They finally got the hint, Nastiest thing, pin needles, you've seen it all over their body, and just for a driver to go do something with, come on, you gotta have, no.
Right.
I don't know why drivers would do that. And, a lot of the truck stops have cleaned up,
Right.
A lot of
Indeed.
them they were bad. They've cleaned up now. There's some that I will stay away from because I know they're there,
Right.
and
Right.
I pick and choose where I want to go. I think you do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Us drivers, we know the bad ones and we stay away from them. At least I know I do.
Yeah, because it's like the company, they'll sit there and say, well, we got a fuel change here because of the fact that we buy so much commercial fuel. You got to go here. And it's just like the first time I was ever there, the company was saying, oh, yeah, that's a good place. Well, then all of a sudden when I go in there, it's like, man, this thing, what the heck is he smoking if all of a sudden he's saying to go to here?
Yeah.
PC, have you experienced any of that so far?
I think the worst thing I've experienced at a truck stop or in general was getting woken up at 3:00 in the morning, or actually it was 2:00 in the morning, and I was parked in a reserve spot, and I had paid for my reserve spot and had the little ticket outside the window showing that I've already paid for it, and I had both a police officer and a lot attendant and another truck driver tell me I have to leave because they overbooked on reserve parking.
Oh.
Hell no.
I would have
no.
well, then where's my refund?
Yeah, no doubt,
That's
right?
basically how I put it. I said either I get a refund or I'm not moving because I paid for this spot. It's not my fault that you guys can't keep track of how many spots you have left.
And on top of that, you got the actual receipt to show that you basically paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So since we're
Yeah,
speaking
I mean,
of that,
I'll be honest with you guys. I have been getting a lot of backlash with not so much me personally, but the company I'm with. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting all sorts of BS thrown my way, and it's getting to me, you know.
I don't know. Should we have an open discussion on that, or should we keep it off camera?
We talked about that. Now, are you going to go to that other job like we talked about, or you're not?
I am actually. I've made that decision, and that's what I was gonna let everybody know. One, I've come up with a new channel name, and I am going to be switching companies at the beginning of January. The second or third week of January, I'll be switching companies.
Okay. All right. Good. Good for you. Now, the only thing I tell you is don't expect different things, okay? Because all companies can be the same way, okay?
Right.
I've been lucky, on my searches where I've been going to and been, working for the people I do, work for, that I've been lucky. Now, this last company I was with, I finally got tired after 11 years of being, put in positions of these favors, and then these layovers and not paying me for the layovers that I've been doing, and then cheating me out of it. I'm like, you know what, guys, you're about done. And then me in the safety department, because he doesn't like me being old school truck driver, he's trying to change me. And I'm like, look, dude, I go from point A to point B. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. And you lowered my truck down to 65 mile an hour. That ain't cutting it. I said, either put my truck back up to 70 to where I can ride with everybody else, or I'm gonna just have to go find another job. Well, we're not putting your truck back up to 70. Well, guess what? I moved, and it didn't take me but 2 seconds to do it. Okay. Now I'm making more money. It's more work, but I'm okay with it. Awesome truck, 389 Peterbilt. I love it. Couldn't ask for anything better. And making more money. That's the name of the game. Work less, get paid more. Well, figuratively speaking, you idiot.
I think a lot of us have gone.
Oh my God, I'm 58 years old. What was I thinking? But you know what? I'm going to get physical again instead of just sitting there, and just riding, which I like to do, But you guys can have that constant, Bobby. I'm sorry, bro, but you can do them 30 days. I can't do that no more. I like coming home on my weekends and chasing mama around the house.
Well, like I say, I don't stay on the constant over the road. I don't do it. When I get tired of being out like that, I switch. I move. I've not been committed to any truck company that I've ever worked for any length of real time, 2, 3 years, 1 year. So I'm not. When I get tired of being on the road, that's it. I come in, I do local stuff or regional stuff.
Well, they were kind of regional, the company I was with before, okay? And I really liked the money because I knew what I was doing every day, and I knew what paid. And if I was going somewhere, I knew what I was going to get next, and what I was going to get next. I already had it in my mind what I was getting next, and it always happened. It worked out that way. But then they throw a monkey in the wrench, and me being unloaded first, they give my load to somebody else, and that was just, you got to the point where I'm like, done. We're done,
Yeah.
So now I'm learning this new job, and it's risky, putting them trucks on top of each other and learning.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun though too, don't get me wrong. But it's work, but you know what? I'm getting paid good money for doing it, and I'm glad I found it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think a lot of us have definitely gone through what they call like shopping. I know I've gone through my fair share of shopping to find something that's not going to be person treating you as a number, but actually as an employee or as, kind of like a family. And sometimes you can find that, and there's other times it's like you almost got to go through your whole career before you find all that.
You do. That's where experience comes in. The more you do, the more experience you get, and PC's gonna find that out. The more you do, the more experience you get, you're gonna learn what we went through, all three.
Right.
So you're gonna get that.
Right. So Angela here on her question, what has been your favorite place or thing you have seen?
President's faces,
The what?
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, okay.
Bob
I haven't
Hill,
been
because I was
I've seen a lot of things, so I mean, it can vary, jump all over the place. I mean, I've seen 1600 Pennsylvania Ave. I've seen the Statue of Liberty. I've seen the
I
Hard
fished right
Rock.
around the Statue of Liberty.
Huh?
you don't
I
like
said I
me.
fished right there around the Statue of Liberty. Man, they got some awesome fishing right there.
You don't like me.
Why?
I was over on the Jersey side. She turned around, and flipped me off.
That's where I was at. I was on the Jersey side.
Yeah, it was probably definitely on the Jersey side.
Yeah, if you're facing her back, that's the Jersey side.
Right. Okay, what is your favorite rest area? I personally like the Ohio Turnpike ones. Oh,
Ohio Turnpike ones are good as far as cleanliness goes. Yeah, big time money.
very
Big time money.
expensive. Very, very expensive because of that
I was
turnpike.
just at one. I was just at one and spent the night there the other night.
Yeah,
Yep. The very first one we were coming out of Pennsylvania in Ohio.
right.
But they got nice parking. Those do have nice parking.
Yeah. As long
Don't
as
park
they
where
don't
you're
fill
supposed
up.
to, because you get blocked in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I've had that happen too.
Oh, I will knock on a door, make a move. I have done that. I will make a move. I'll knock on a door, kick the door. I don't care.
Right.
You
Yeah.
park where you ain't supposed to. Yeah, I'll kick your door. You will
I've
wake
done
up.
that before. I've had people move on me.
Right. I've been to a point where people literally block me in because it's like all of a sudden I'm trying to get out and I don't have enough room to fish or swing the rear end of the trailer. And it's like, oh, come on, really? Did you have to park there like that?
Well, I wonder if some guys do that for wake up calls.
Yep. Yep.
I think a lot of them do
Yep.
because
They-
they know they're going to get woke up before their 10 hours is up. They know it.
Right.
I think a lot of them do that for that reason.
Exactly. Exactly. I have a definitely because they can't probably wake up to alarm clock, but they can wake up to a pounding on the door better than anything.
Yeah. Well, that forces them out of bed. When somebody's beating on the door, they're forced to get up out of the bed and start moving around right then rather
Right.
than either trying to hear it or just straight turning it off. You know, that's like me. I wake up better to a
This is
phone
my
call than I
alarm
do a
clock
alarm
right
clock.
here.
There's
That's
this little
my
buddy.
alarm clock.
Pats you on the head.
That. Huh?
Was he pat you on the
Do you-
head when
do you
it's time to wake up?
She will. She'll cry. She'll constantly cry
Okay.
and butt her head against my head and just nudge me until I wake up.
Nice.
So you take your cat with you on the truck?
Oh yeah, yeah. I take my cat.
Yep.
If it wasn't for her, I would not be doing OTR at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the one thing that keeps me going most of the days is knowing that my cat's with me.
Yeah, see, now that was one thing. I used to have 2 Yorkies with me until my my 2 boys actually kind of invaded them, and basically they kind of became their dogs instead of my dogs. So it was like, oh, what do you do? And my wife here won't let me have another puppy. See that
I don't
cute
want
smile? See that cute little smile, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, she won't even let me be able to get another dog, but we were thinking about breeding our one dog, Gabby, but we just don't seem to get the time to do it.
Yeah, I
Probably
got my
like
daughter.
nights and times.
Right.
Yeah.
GWT, I know you're a truck driver there. We put the link up there, so if you come into the chat, we will definitely add you in here. He is another fellow trucker that is out on the road as well. So here's another question. Do you truckers use portable ham radios?
No. I do
No.
have a train scanner.
Yeah, we just got ours today in the mail, actually, some portables that way, but those are what we were going to be using for camping. But I
Yeah,
guess
that's
the
just
question
a
is,
scanner though.
who actually still has a CB in their truck?
Not me.
Well, company does. I don't. It's their rig. It's their. I think they put it in there for the guys, but myself, I won't use them. But with the trainers I'm with, we talking back and forth to each other, so it breaks up in them, a little bit. But for the
Right.
most part, we're going down the highway. We are visiting with our people that on our live shows. Okay, and that's all I do. I've been. Oh, this is hilarious. PC's gonna laugh at me. I'll be talking to Kevin on the radio, and all of a sudden I'm talking to you guys, and I'm grabbing the mic talking to you guys. I'm like, well, Kevin's like, "What's wrong?" Well, what?
Hey, Tom, how are you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, trying to get on over to the house.
Are you still on the road yet? Really?
Yeah. Well, we just came back. We stayed down at Miss Lisa's house last night. We delivered a load over to Orla, Texas yesterday. And I had a couple hours left on the clock, so I just decided to go ahead and stop off over there
Right.
at her place. And we had dinner together and visited for a few. And then this morning got up and started deadheading home.
Wow.
So
How long of a drive is it for you to get home?
Oh, well, right now I had to stop over here. She got something to eat, and we're going to head over here to the house.
Right.
You ready? We're about 45 miles from the house. French fries. Need something for my blood sugar. But,
Gambalicious, if you want to join here up on this panel, you can definitely jump in here, tap that link. You can definitely get up on here. If you're a driver,
anyways,
Gambalicious can be up here.
Bobby, Tristan over here, Ping, I guess you know who that is, says hi.
How's it going, Tristan?
He said, "How's it going, Tristan?"
Hi,
I
Sherry.
got my dash going right now.
Yeah.
My dash cam. So
Speaking of Tristan, that was something that I wanted to mention. I am going to be doing my own live stream here in the next day or two. Mr. Tristan opened up a freaking floodgate of fan mail for me. I've got boxes in my room right now that's probably that high, and it's quite a bit. It's a lot more than it was last time. I'll say that. It's more than it was last time.
Fan mail. What the heck is fan mail? We have fans? I thought we just had friends.
Well, it's pretty much the subscribers. I mean, there's a lot of people that do subscribe, and if we definitely set that up, that's definitely, they just treat me like I'm a player.
Well, any fans want to send me any email, you can just send it to my Gmail. Make it easy on you. Save you a stamp.
Eventually, we will probably get to that point, but we're just not ready there for that point yet.
Are you listening over here, Ping? Because you're on my channel chatting, or you got both of us pulled up? Because he's over here talking.
I'm not getting any back feed from anybody that I'm hearing.
No. He's in my chat chatting. And I don't want to sit here and have to be the relay.
Okay, we'll get on to the next question here. Hector, you're going to have to wait a little bit. Hey, guys, what's the best truck you've ever driven?
The worst truck I've ever driven is an International.
The worst or the best?
He said best. I said worst.
I would definitely say anything that's got leaf springs is a bad truck.
Yeah.
2022 Freightliner Cascadia. That was the worst truck I ever drove. It had all the bells and whistles on it, door vibrators, and front nose radar thing, and he's beeping if you get close, and and then cameras, and keep getting calls from the daggone safety department, and it was the worst truck I ever drove. Yeah, we were out
Well,
here.
that's because that was because you're driving a company truck. That's why.
I know. Well, they got two safety, and I'm an old school truck driver. You can't trust this out there driving your truck, and you got a problem.
Yeah,
No.
Gamblicious.
I agree, Ernie.
Gamblicious, jump here, hit that link, join up in here.
I know.
Well, this truck here, I have to admit, I mean, this is the first truck I've ever owned on my own. And it's a 2016 International, or not International, but Cascadia Freightliner, And it's been a good truck. I mean, as far as I haven't had any major catastrophe or breakdowns or anything like that, no major repairs. My buddies that I've been listening, that I've talked to, that had Kenworths and like $5,000 and $10,000 here. Every time I turn around, they're in the shop. But then again, I'm a mechanic and I can fix some of my stuff. So
yeah, I'm pretty much that same way. If I can fix it, I'd rather fix it. But if it's something internal on the engine, because you got to have all these gauges and everything else to set the clearances or whatever else for these trucks, I let them deal with it. But if it's something else that I can definitely fix, I'm not afraid to do it.
Yeah, back in the day, I could take a transmission out, put the clutch out and everything out, and put it back in and have it running the next day.
The trucks back then, you could definitely, the only tools that you needed were pliers, a screwdriver, and a hammer. Maybe a vice. That was the only 4 tools you ever needed. Nowadays, you almost got to have a full toolbox on board just to work on things.
Plus the computer.
They don't want you working on it.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. I got a little bitty toolbox. It's about this big that I got when I was over at Weatherford. They gave it to me. And it's just like you got like the little screwdriver tips in it, a little socket set, some of the star bits and stuff. I'll be honest with you, I fixed a lot on this truck with that, just that. I mean, rarely ever do I ever have to break out the big tools on this truck. It's rare.
Right.
No, only time I did, I think really actually is when I moved my, because when I bought the truck, the fifth wheel that's on here was really up in the front. I mean, towards the front. And I took the fifth wheel off. The frame had to cut all those damn huck bolts off.
Oh, yeah.
And then drill a couple more holes back there and slid it back about 10 inches. And I'll tell you, after I did that, because I was always running heavy on the front end, because I've got the APU, I've got the toolbox back here with the toolbox on top of it. So, I mean, and I carry a lot of chains and binders with me, running flatbed. But I was always running heavy on the front end. I was like, damn, I got to do something. So I'll put 16 ply tires on the front, and I moved that thing back, that 10 inches, and was able to move that fifth wheel back, and I haven't had a problem again with being overweight on the front.
Yeah, I'll answer your question about that Sunday here in a minute.
Okay.
So yes, now definitely when it comes to paying tolls, does the trucker or company pay the tolls?
If you're with a good
I
company, the company
know
does.
the company I work for pays my tolls. They got a little computer monitor thing or whatever they call that on top of my truck that you go through the toll and it pays it.
Pre-pass?
Yeah, pre-pass, that word.
Yep, I got the same thing, pre-pass.
Yeah,
Company
mine is the pre-pass, and it also has, mine is the really long one, so it has every single one for all 48 states, Texas, Florida, all along the East Coast for all of them. And it also has for coming up to the weight in motion, the pre-pass, it also has that too on there.
Is that the white box, the long white
Yep.
box? Yeah,
Yep.
I've got the same thing in the new company. Okay, but we
Right.
also got the little blue pre-pass too. You know, just for the tolls.
Right.
Well, since I'm the owner of my company and the driver for my company, the company pays it and I pay it. So I mean, I've got the pre-pass up there, the elite pass.
I definitely pay for all my tolls. I actually asked the wife to give me a rough draft of what I paid up to so far. I know it's probably at least you got a run general draft. She'll get it back to me, but definitely, yeah. And when it comes to paying tolls, yeah, I pay them because I don't feel like going on like US 30 all the way across, going through 167 traffic lights just to get somewheres to be. So
you're
yeah.
talking
He said a
Indiana.
minute ago he didn't like one traffic light.
You're talking Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That used to be my route back in the day when I worked for that shady guy from Eagle Logistics.
You know, it's funny if you take the turnpike all the way across to Iowa, near the end of Iowa or Ohio, and that is almost like 10 hours. You take the turnpike, you're almost running a full 11 hours just to get across US 30. So anybody want to take a guess roughly what I paid so far in tolls?
Come here. Come on.
All right, real quick, guys. Everybody on my channel, Gab has dropped a link there. We're over on We the People's channel right now. They're having a
I know. You just got.
we're having a panel over here, truckers panel. Y'all go on over there to that channel. I'm gonna end my stream. That way, we can give that the attention for right now. So if y'all wouldn't mind, jump over there and make sure when you do, please like and subscribe over there. All right. Good night, everybody on my channel. You want to drop that link one more time there, Gab? And I'll give it about 5 minutes.
So the rough guess right now, what we've paid in tolls is $5,329.16 is what I paid up to this point in tolls.
That's this year?
So far this year.
Shit.
Well, me,
That's up there.
I probably spend, I think I probably spend about 100 a month. So I probably imagine that I've got about 1,200 in tolls for the year.
Yeah, because you're pretty much down between Texas, Oklahoma area, correct, Tom?
Yeah. Now, usually what I normally do, because I run Midland, I try to stay Tulsa, Midland area, maybe down to Houston. Now, when I go in Dallas, Houston, all that stuff, I normally don't run no tolls over there. I won't get on the tolls. I try to avoid them anyways, but usually I run down 44. towards back and forth, you know.
Stop it.
I was about ready to say, get him, get him.
That's my dogs. Anytime they hear a little noise, they gotta bark.
Oh yeah, our Yorkies are the same way. That's why I was about ready to say, get him, get him.
That's my road dog. I started it.
That's Gabby.
That would be Miss Gabby. She's got Miss Sonar ears.
And that's the one I take on the road with me, Daddy. She,
Right.
Anybody gets her on a truck or she hears somebody, she'll start barking. And usually it works for them daggone lot lizards, but since sometimes it don't, they'll still knock on my door, but she'll start barking. Then I have to yell too, get the hell away from my truck, you know. And I'm doing it to my butt because I'm laying there, you know.
Right.
If your
Yeah,
dog
and that's
sees
when they
you,
come around and knock on the door about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like you always get that where they know when to bother you, when everybody is sleeping and everything else, just to make them feel sorry for you. And
Nah.
you know, it's like, yeah, no.
Oh, I get mad. Anymore, I get mad. You know, you're waking me up. You're waking my sleep that I need. Oh, you know I'm yelling.
Oh, here's one. I have a question. What are your all's favorite states?
I like
Favorite what
Florida
state?
and California.
Oh, forget about California for me.
I
That one, I'll throw that
mean-
one in the garbage.
I only love
Favorite
California, not me,
states?
but for the scenery.
Yeah, that part I can definitely see for the scenery part. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, I've been in California 4 times, and I had to make quite a few stops in there while we were in there. So I mean, it's like seeing the farms, how they do the farming out there for vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, harvesting of nuts and everything else. It's really unique to be out there to see that, because normally here in our state or any other states, I've never seen how they do a good majority of the farming there. So I give you definitely credit on how seeing things are done in California, but I definitely will not take my truck there, because that thing will be literally picked apart.
Yeah, they're just not truck friendly in California.
Right.
It's
No,
it's a
they-
beautiful state, but they're not truck friendly, so it's just not good for. I mean, it's not pleasurable going there. Not in a truck.
Right.
think Bobby.
Well, I'd have to say mine would be like Utah, you know, going down through there, some of that down, you know, through the gorges and stuff. And then, I mean, as far as I think's pretty, and some of not Arizona, yeah, Nevada, Utah, you know, Arizona way, going through some of those gorges and stuff like that. But as far as driving it, I don't like it.
Right.
Wyoming.
Anybody
Not
else?
Wyoming.
Something about every state that I like. I mean, I don't really have a favorite. There's when you're driving through them and you drive through them enough,
Holy
there's
moly,
something
look at all the
about
deer out there.
every state that's just nice.
Right.
And of course, you're gonna find the bad part of the states as well.
Okay, guys, sorry to break in here, but I just passed this field here and there's about 50 deer out here.
I believe it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Crazy.
for me, I guess if I had a really pretty state that I'd like to go to, it's usually one, I think it would be Kentucky, because seeing the distillery out there and everything in Owensboro,
hmm
there are some beautiful areas, even also around Tennessee. A lot of distilleries there. You see a lot of beautiful buildings out there. I know there is one out there where actually the office is like a drum barrel, or a barrel itself, you know,
Yeah.
where they put whiskey in. The whole office
Uh-huh.
is like built like a barrel, and it's really neat to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, they do have some nice distilleries in Tennessee.
Indeed, they do. So another question is, what's y'all's favorite truck stop? I think we had that one already.
I thought we did too.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think we
think
had
we
that.
heard that.
All right, let me go to this one from Amber. I still want to know what y'all want most for Christmas.
To be happy.
To be home.
I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted to be home.
Right,
Yep, to be home.
right.
What are you talking about? That's all I ever want for Christmas is sitting to be home.
And I definitely got what I wanted because the wife asked me. It's like, well, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, I already got it.
Was
And
the
then
kid
I
another the puppy?
Huh?
I said, was it a puppy?
No, I didn't get a puppy. You think my wife's gonna give me a puppy?
I'll give you one.
That'd be nice.
So see, we know what you want the most for Christmas. We already know.
Well, Ernie will know when we go riding this summer. So it's the motorcycle. We got a motorcycle this year, so definitely that is my Christmas present, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, yeah. I need to get me another bike.
Come on.
Well, you know, if you get one before summer, you could probably get up there with us. We'll all join in. Maybe we could try doing a live stream, all three of us together.
No.
We might do that. We might just do that.
That would be awesome. Definitely be awesome.
I'm excited for it to read people.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm worried about is coming through Illinois during the day. So I'm going to probably, if we go through there, we're going to come through at night on the motorcycle. It's probably a lot safer that way.
I'll be back.
All right, I just ended my stream, guys, so everybody who was over there on mine should be jumping over here.
Well, we got 73 people watching. That's awesome. Hope there's a bunch from my side over here.
Well, I dropped
Just let you
the
guys
link in
know,
my
I'm
chat.
having some bad weather come through with the high winds, so I might be going in and out on connection.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You just keep coming back in, and we'll let you back in.
So you're only 45 miles away from home, huh?
Yep.
Good.
39 now.
So you're gonna be home for Christmas, and the kids coming over, or?
No, it's just gonna be me and my wife. My kid, my two oldest kids pretty much disowned me because they kind of swung left. I don't know why or how, but my son moved to California for a while, and my daughter moved, or he went over to Oregon for a while, back and forth, and just I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know.
And things happen. I've got children down in Mississippi. I've got one that's over in New Jersey. I've got three here. One's up in Flat Rock. One's in Newport.
Mm-hmm.
And then one here in Monroe, which is our daughter. My wife's right there. She won't. Want to get recognized?
Well, I mean, I've got one grandchild. I hadn't seen him in like, I want to say about 3 years now.
You haven't seen him? Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. I got 8 grandkids. So. I've got one that I haven't seen yet. He's down in Mississippi, and he's, what, 3 years old. Yep, well, he'd be 4 in June. See, my wife knows more about my kids than I do myself.
I keep up with them.
I'm over the road. Can't help it.
So we'll go into another question. How many speeding tickets have you gotten? We'll say basically lifetime. Well, as a CDL driver, how many tickets have you gotten?
0.
I've got one.
Don't get caught.
I've got one with a commercial.
Let me see.
Did you fight it?
I've got
And
it was pretty well self-explanatory because I was going through a construction. So I mean, yeah,
I'd have
Oh,
fought it. I'd have fought it. I'd have fought it. I'd have fought it. I'd have fought it. I don't care. You're an owner operator. Fight that thing.
well, this was like almost shortly after I became an owner operator when I got it.
I'd have fought it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fight everyone you get because they'll work with you.
Right.
They will work with you. Don't accept. No, go fight that thing.
Right.
I fight every ticket I get, and I get out of it.
Right. Well, yeah, because a lot of them, when you have a CDL, I mean, actually,
The last one, I was in the fast lane, got caught by a state trooper here in Flat Rock, you know, and I fought the thing, and then the prosecutor, man, he's got a great license. Why don't we just get him for impeding traffic, which is a $75 fine?
right.
Wound up being $225, really.
yeah, lawyer.
So yeah,
Yeah,
'cause I had a
because
little,
there was another one that I got, wasn't recorded, but my wife was with me and we were in a hurry to get back. So I was in a personal vehicle. And so that one, I told the guy, I'll pay the fine. So whatever the fine is, just turn it into a parking ticket. That's all I care. And right away, he turned it into a parking ticket, and that was it.
wow, cool.
So
Yeah, you
I
got
don't even
Well,
talk about
me-
tickets.
having one recorded.
Me
uh,
as
Go ahead, Tom.
and I don't know, can you turn up everybody's volume because on your side back there? Because I could barely hear y'all. See if I can turn it up.
Pretty much everybody is up to 100 right now on Restream.
Okay. Anyways, me, I would say, I think CDL wise, I've had, holy crap. I've had 3 tickets in 30 years.
Ooh, that's a nice question.
Then the last one I got in a CDL was, I've never had one in my own personal truck here, but the last one I got was probably back in 2005, and I was driving a concrete mixer over here, and I went through Asher, and I missed one of those that's a speed trap right there, and I wasn't at the speed limit when I hit the sign. You know what I'm saying? And then before that was way back in the 90s. I worked for Lattimore Materials down in Texas. That was back in the 90s. I was driving in a concrete mixer, but didn't have that little tag axle that dropped down. They'd load 9 yards on you. So I got an overweight ticket for them, and I had the record for the company. I was 26.6 overweight. 26,600 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
But
Who
the
got
company
picked?
took care of that one because
Okay,
they're loading your
okay.
truck. You didn't have a choice back then.
Yeah. Now does it?
And then there was one more. There was one more when I worked for Ready Mix in Texas, and I just started. I had the trainer in the truck with me, and we were going around to the plants, and went to a job, emptied the truck, and then we were called back to another plant, and he told me to go a certain direction, which I went, and there was and this is a jacked up thing. We were over there around McKinney, Texas. You know where I'm talking about. Anyways, it's over McKinney, and I went down the road, and there's a stop sign, came to a T, and there was a McKinney police officer over here that was to the right of me. I stopped at the stop sign. I watched him come around. He made the turn. He went down and he turned around, right? Because I had my left-hand blinker on. I went down the road, over a hill, and there was a no truck zone sign. And as soon as I passed the no truck zone sign, the lights come on. I got that ticket.
Disregard the traffic control.
Oh, dirty.
Is that a scratch off? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
75 or wait, what was that?
57.
Okay, it's backwards on here. I'm like looking, I'm
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to figure it out.
It's $100.
But I will tell y'all something. I screwed up.
What
And
happened?
I'm lucky I didn't get caught. I don't know what I was thinking, man, but I was running for 2 months with my cab card expired.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I have to say I've done that, but I never got caught.
Wow. Good
I
God.
was literally, well, I mean, the enforcement date on it says January. Now, I did get a penalty, okay? I did get a penalty from IRP here the other day when I paid it. Matter of fact, I'm really ticked off right now because they hit my account twice. I mean, because I was looking at my deal when I filed my stuff, and I was trying to upload all my paperwork to the deal, and it took all day long to get approved, right? So I get the deal where I could pay for it. I look at it, I was like, well, I thought they said the estimate was like $1,500, and I go look at the details on it, and there was a $200 penalty, and I was like, why did I get a penalty? What did I do wrong? I was like, did I
That's
do
not
this?
right.
And I'm trying to figure it out, and I was like, holy shit, my damn cab card expired 10/31, not 12/31.
Oh,
So here's a question. Since we're talking about overweight, how many times have you passed a weight scale and all of a sudden maybe they open up the scale maybe just late, maybe you weren't really paying attention, bypass the scale? I know, Bobby, you've had something recent in a video like this, but have bypassed the weight scale and they come barreling down the road and pull you over. Once for you, Bobby?
Never.
Luckily, I thought somebody was pulling me over, but my pre-pass was telling me I had the green light. So all of a sudden I got down the highway and all of a sudden I see this something flash and I'm like, what? I got the green light. What are they going to do? Like hold this against me? I didn't pull into the scale because I mean, I could pull the thing right off the Velcro and show him, but he just went straight right past me. So it's never happened to me as of yet.
In there.
we're talking
It
about.
happened to me a couple of days ago. My tablets.
Yeah, after you pass one.
Oh, I blew I don't know how many stations.
Oh,
The cop
we're going to
comes-
lose PC games again.
I can say I've never had that happen to me.
But how many times other than when you pulled in and not forgetting you might have had excess weight on, like say wheel chains or anything else, you pulled into a scale and next thing you know, you found out you were overweight? How many have had that?
You weigh before you take off.
Huh?
Yeah. Never had
No,
you
I
weigh
had a
before you
load.
take off. You weigh all your load.
I had a load that I did down. I picked up. I went out to a location where they, was one of them pump jacks, and I kept asking. It was supposed to be 40,000 pounds. I kept asking the guy when he was loading on the truck. I'm look because I have a scale on my tractor, right, but I don't have one on my trailer, and I knew it didn't look right. I knew it kind of, and I was like, man, I think that's heavier than what you're saying it is. And he kept telling me, no, it's 40,000 pounds. So I told him, I said, well, I'm going to the scale up here when I back up towards 20. I was down in Garden City. I get up there to the scale and I go weigh. I was 5,000 pounds over. And I mean, I had my spread axles open up and still I was 5,000 pounds over on the back end and 5,000 pounds overweight total. I said, I told him that
area.
upside down.
Yeah, he's in a bad area.
So here's the other question.
I don't know if I got bounced.
When you get a fine for being overweight, who pays the fine? The trucker, the company you work for, or the company you picked up the load from?
Trucker. Trucker does.
Well, I had a
It's,
load.
if you're overweight,
Go ahead, Bobby.
if you're overweight, it's your fault. It's not the loader's fault, it's not the company's fault, and it's not the weigh station's fault. It's the driver's fault.
You've got the right to. He's still trying to talk. He's in a bad area.
Yeah, he's
We know
definitely in a
about
bad
that,
area.
don't we? On Buffalo.
So
Nah,
yeah,
anytime-
for me, I have. Go ahead, Ernie.
Anytime I knew that I was overweight, I always went back and showed them my scale ticket, and I've had them literally rearrange. You know, if I'm over on, you know, like the drives, I have them rework it.
Mhm.
It might take a little longer, but it saves you a ticket. Okay,
Right.
you know, you have that option. Now there's some places they'll tell you, because they've got a scale on the yard, but sometimes their scale's not accurate.
Right.
You know, you can come back with that cat scale and like, look, this is not right. This is a cat scale. You have to rework this, you know. And
They have to.
Yeah, they have to, you know, because it's a cat scale. You know, their scale might not work. But I know personally because I'm looking at my gauge on that truck and I know when I'm over 60, it's wrong, you know.
Yeah, anything over 56 on mine is automatically going to be really heavy. So like when I
Right.
usually load up to a trailer, I mean, it'll be like 65, maybe 60 on there. And then, you know, if I get those axles slid up, the next thing you know, you'll see that scale just go down and down and down. And coming back on this last trip here, I made sure it was definitely at 56 pounds because that's almost near 34,000 pounds on there. So that was definitely right where I wanted it.
Okay. Now, how long is she going with you?
What's that?
How long is she going with you?
She's going for me next week, and then after that, she is gonna because the company she is at, they shut down for a week for New Year's or Christmas and the New Year's,
Mhm.
so she'll be with me for the week.
I get to spend 4 days with my wife here.
Nice.
Tasha's coming back out when I come out.
Well, that's good.
She'll be back on the truck full time.
Wow, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
No, see, my wife is way tired so that she can go with me, and then I got to go back to the 40, probably 45, 46 states.
Mhm.
But we haven't decided yet if we're gonna do that yet or not.
Judy, she loves coming, but here lately, we got, you know, an older dog here and nobody to watch her, and it's hard for her to come anymore. But she loves to come.
The last time I went, I got popped in the
Oh, last time she got smacked right in the middle of the head. I had to take her to the hospital. She got a stapler put in her head.
Wow.
My fault.
So the one thing is here, we're going to answer this question. What are a few things that would make you overweight? You guys want to answer that one before I answer it?
Go ahead.
What are some of the things that would make you overweight?
Yep. Some of the things that would make you overweight.
Well, I mean, if they load you to what they say, if they load you to weight, which means they're going to put the maximum amount on that you can possibly get. The only other thing that could make you overweight besides that would be getting fuel.
Well, there is another thing. Chains would be another one. So if you if the load is extremely heavy and you put more fuel in than what you calculate, fuel will make you overweight. Chains, usually a lot of people that haul a lot of stuff in their cab, you know, like miscellaneous other things that really they don't need. Like let's say 15 gallons of oil and 14 bottles of windshield wash, which, hey, I don't have a problem with that. At least you're prepared, but a lot of that stuff is added as
Yeah.
If you do a CAT scale before you go into the place,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you can show them, because a lot of places, they will scale you coming in to
Right.
where they know what to give
Mhm.
you. Budweiser is good for that.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
max you out. Budweiser
Oh,
will max
yeah.
you out.
Yep.
And I've had that. They literally put me over because I went across their own scale and I was overweight. Had to go back in. They had to take product off, and it's just for us truck driver, it can be frustrating. Okay, having to go back and do this and but it has to be done. It's our livelihood. It's our we don't need that ticket against us.
Right.
But-
Right.
I mean, that's just my.
All right,
what
I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi off, see if I can get back through on my phone because everybody's cutting out. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or what it is.
No, Bobby, you're coming in good. It's when Tom was in here, it's definitely on his. So I don't know. Everyone's coming in good on my end. So you've got a good signal. Ernie's got a good signal. And of course Hector's being silent down here, but even he's got a good signal. So I don't know if it's probably when Tom talks, but definitely Tom does have a bad signal, but he's also on the road too right now.
Yeah.
But you're coming in loud and clear, and unless you're having an issue there, but the only one that we're having kind of issues on is Tom when he's talking, but he's kind of fading in and out because he is driving as we're going down the highway or as we are doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
Ain't that
I'm having issues out of all Avians.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. But not constant, not like Tom's.
So here's another question. What would have been your second career choice if it was not trucking?
Hobo.
Oh, trains. He loves trains. That's why.
Because you like trains.
I do like trains.
He
Probably
said it,
no. I probably would have been working on a train.
Stamping plant. Stamping off.
I probably still would have been building windmill towers.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that good money or no?
Oh, it was the best money.
Really?
4 days on, 3 days off, time and a half automatically.
Okay,
if you had to work. Go ahead, Bobby.
So why the switch?
Because back at the time there, before on, we'll say number 44 was in office, just before his second term. Basically, the company did layoffs. First, they did everybody that was in the office for the very start of when the company woke up. The company I was at before it got changed name was Tower Tech. It's based out of Manitowoc, Wisconsin. And then afterwards, it ended up going to Broadwind Energy. I don't know if it's still that way or not. But I was there, and I made, when they did the employee first round of layoffs, I missed that one by 4 people. And then they did a second round, and obviously I was hit on there, and I was never able to get back in there since. But before I got laid off, I ended up going for getting everything for my CDL and everything else. And basically that's basically how I started getting my CDL, is because the company actually paid for my CDL or for the physical and all that other stuff. And I put it into a commercial driver's license and rolled with it since then. So I'd still be welding and putting windmills together if trucking wasn't probably the one that I would have been into.
That's right. I did send them to, didn't I, Otto? I sent them to. I sent Bobby to that.
Oh,
Go away. The railroad hat, Bobby.
All right. I can't hear nothing. Y'all are cutting out. I'm gonna have to see if I can get off the Wi-Fi
All
and
right.
switch back over to my mobile data.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, Bobby.
You come here.
So then the next question, I guess, for me and oh, here he is. Let's see.
Daddy, stop nipping her.
Does that
There he
work,
is.
Bobby?
Oh yeah, swapped it right out. I don't know what happened to it earlier. When you sent me that link, it just, my phone internet just shut down.
Huh. That's weird.
I don't know what happened there.
Right.
So what's
So
the next
we got-
question?
The next question is, this may be a tricky question to answer, but is there a way to compare American trucks to British trucks? Do you see any British style trucks in America? I'm in the UK.
There's British style trucks over here. The cab overs, I see them from time to time, but not a lot.
Yeah, so do I. Every so often, I do see a cab over that's a newer style cab over. I do definitely see that. But they are probably not riding around on the other side of the seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
other than that. Yeah, that helped out a bunch there.
Right.
I'm just wondering, are they on the left?
Coming through.
Are they
Clear.
on the left side or are they on the right side when they're driving them?
Where, Dad?
In the UK, they're on the right side. I think.
Seriously?
Yes.
Daddy, that
Yes, in the UK, I believe so. We did find out by a confirmation today. If you guys want to come back, we will do another probably discussion panel. We've been in contact with Trucker Cassie, and she would definitely like to do a panel discussion, but she probably can't do it until January. So we'll probably see about what's going on with that, and we can definitely get a Sweden's way of life of truck driving there, and we'll definitely find out more of that once we get in touch more with a set date with Trucker Cassidy. So but I do believe those that are even in Sweden, they drive on the left hand side, but those in the UK drive on the right hand side.
No, they drive on the left-hand side.
Which
But they're
oh,
in the
we are on
car.
the left side road.
in the car. Their steering wheel is on the right-hand side, but they're on the left-hand side of the road.
I still think it's all messed up with them, just the way they drive.
That's okay. Sometimes
Yeah.
when I'm driving on the wrong side too.
I mean, it's even like it really irritates me too sometimes when I go into a Walmart and they got the entryway on the wrong side, which you would think people, driving down the highway would be coming this way out. You'd be going this way in, but
She
it's the
agrees with
opposite.
you. She agrees with you. My wife agrees with you.
That's totally right.
It
Right.
drives her nuts.
So here's definitely another question. I know Bobby has gone through this just recently. I did watch that video. Has any of you fishtailed or had a trailer jackknife on you?
Yeah, very recently. And it wasn't a full jackknife. It wasn't a full jackknife, but it could have been. It could have been. And what had caused that was I flipped my jake brake on like 40 miles back and forgot to turn it off.
Oh no.
And when I hit that ice and snow and the jake brake kicked in, it caused it to do this right here. Luckily, it kept going like that, and I was able to straighten it back out by kicking the jake brake off. But that is scary. That's a scary situation out there.
I've seen your video.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You're lucky. Very lucky. Very lucky. And I give you kudos, man. Kudos, brother.
Thank you.
Were you empty or loaded at that time, Bobby?
I was loaded, and I was only doing maybe 35, 40 tops. 40 tops.
You were very lucky that you were at least loaded.
Yeah. If I hadn't been loaded, I probably wouldn't have been able to come out of that. And it
Right.
was because I turned the jake brakes on before it started snowing, and I forgot to flip them back off. And I only had, luckily now I only had it on one too. I didn't have it on high. I had it down on the lowest one, or the
Wow.
first one.
Yeah.
If I had it on high, it might have been a different story too.
All right.
So I'll tell you a story. I know some of you have heard this story. I brought a load into Omaha, Nebraska, and I figured at that time, you know, with the snow coming, they weren't going to run me to Yankton, South Dakota. Well, all of a sudden when I got the word from dispatch, it's like, oh, nope, you're going to Yankton, South Dakota. And I'm like, it's already snowing already. I have an empty trailer. I had to unload over at Coca-Cola, run all the way up to Yankton, South Dakota. Now, I didn't tell my wife what happened until maybe a few years later. And she definitely knows about it now. But when I went up there, it was already snowing pretty heavily. And I just was starting to get up onto the main stretch. I had less than 35 miles to go. The wind was blowing pretty good. With an empty trailer, I had the axles all the way back because I wanted to make sure all the weight was back there regardless. Granted, yeah, if it's DOT would have seen that, they would have definitely pulled me over running a fully stretched. But for the most part, I was like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to go in the ditch? But all of a sudden I'm going, and next thing you know, I just felt all of a sudden I'm sitting there going down, and all of a sudden I see this in my left mirror. I seen the red light of the trailer. I'm like, what? And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to steer it a little bit, to try to slow it down. But no, all of a sudden when I went one way, kind of went the other way. Luckily, I was able to actually control it. But let me tell you, I dang near needed a new pair of drawers by the time I got there.
Keep going the same speed, you know that, right? You keep going the same speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got to do it. I got to do the on training on site where it was a sheet of ice, this parking lot, and I had to go do the training and literally jackknife that truck.
Right.
Yep. And the guy was talking to you on the radio while you were in the truck. It goes, okay, hand valve. Okay, I hit the hand valve. All of a sudden, I'm watching that trailer come around. He goes, keep your same speed, keep your same speed. Okay, now let off the hand valve. That trailer was going back pretty as you please, right underneath me. It was freaking awesome, man. That's so. Yeah, you got to keep the same speed. Okay.
Yeah,
but if you're having to come to a stop, then see you can't do the same speed.
That is a whole different scenario that you went through, Bobby, and I give you kudos, man, that you didn't lose it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just for you not losing it, I mean that's the greatest thing. Granted, you probably might have needed a new pair of drawers afterwards, but for the most part, you did a fabulous job. There was nothing more you could really do. Just accept control of the vehicle like you did. That's all you can do.
I listened to his video. Oh, he is butt puckering. I'm telling you, I could hear it in his voice.
Oh yeah, I was nervous.
Self-driving trucks can't do that.
What's that?
What's that?
Self-driving trucks can't do that.
Exactly. I don't see self-driving trucks doing that. Good point.
No, they'll run you over. I have a bad feeling it's going to run you over.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a very bad feeling because they're not going to know what to do in past situations.
Right.
And
I'm glad, Hector, you brought that point up.
How's the sensors on them trucks going to notice the white line or the white dotted line or the yellow line when it's snow-covered roads?
Right.
That's what they go by, sensors.
If I would have told my wife that day when I had that happen to me heading up to Yankton, because I know for a fact she was worried as it was that night. But if I would have told her that night, she would have never gotten to sleep. So I actually had to hush it up from her, and I actually forgot to tell her about it for about a year and a half until she finally like, when did that happen? And I'm like, oh, crap. Right. But now PC Games asks, how does the Jake brakes affect the truck and trailer to cause, I would imagine, it to fishtail or slide?
On the ice, the Jake brake slows the tractor down where it doesn't slow the trailer down. Therefore, that causes the bend and the push. And when it
Yeah.
pushes, it just keeps rolling. I mean,
Because that freight's coming. That freight in the
Yeah.
back of the trailer, it's coming.
Right.
yeah,
No matter what your truck does, that freight's coming because it only knows one thing: to keep pushing. Okay.
yeah, it keeps pushing.
And what's really bad is if you've got like some sort of like tanks in the back, you know,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you got that sloshing.
The surge.
The surge. Yeah, that
The
is
surge.
definitely another thing that you got to definitely watch out for.
Yeah, because that will push.
Yeah,
I followed those.
goes
Especially when it
back
comes to the stop sign. I'm
and
doing
more
this.
forward.
Yeah.
I've had those. The tanks in the back of the trailer. I'm going like this when I come to a stop.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had that already.
Yeah.
Because usually, like, if the company asks me, it's like, well, do you got a tanker's endorsement? I was like, you guys should already know I got a tanker's endorsement. And I was like, what is it I got to go pick up and how big of the tanks? That's the only thing I ask. I don't ask how many gallons it is. I just basically say, how big are the tanks?
Nah. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of mine now. I don't need them.
Right.
Since I'm with this company now, I don't need them. I can always get them back. It ain't no big deal. It's only a 20-question test.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
most times for me during the winter months, if the roads are halfway decently clean, I'll keep mine usually down on low. But as soon as they get completely snow covered, I shut that thing right off. It doesn't. I don't want to try chancing, any kind of skid. But for the most part,
right.
it's not worth keeping them on.
Right on. Don't blame me there. Any other questions in the pack?
I don't have anything built up, but what we will do here, we'll definitely get the stream. We'll copy the stream. We'll put it in here for some of the people that are in any of the groups. They can definitely join up in here. We're going to let Hector here take over as panel host.
How do you guys handle it if one of the front tires blows out?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, trust
we don't
me.
talk about that.
You almost need a new pair of drawers for that too.
Yeah.
Because I had one in my life do it.
Because you're holding on for dear life if one of them goes out.
Yeah. And the faster you're going, the harder it is.
Oh God! Which tire it is the way you're heading.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's a question till we get somebody that wants to probably join up here on the panel. For some of you that have, and I think Ernie, you probably already have. Bobby, I know you have. What are your thoughts about runaway ramps going downhill like Mount Eagle up in Tennessee there? The Rockies, I think you've been on out west, definitely for sure. All those out there. How many of you enjoyed them or have not enjoyed them? Because I know for me, my very first time, I was like, and then trying to control the truck, the brakes heating up and all that other stuff. Tell us your experience with all that.
Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
I myself, I have no problem because I was taught by my dad, and I grew up in West Virginia. Well, not partially, okay, but that's where I learned how to drive, and I got to learn how to drive an 18-wheeler down there also. I was taught by my dad. I was taught by the old school guys, okay, and that's where I learned. But to me, it's nothing to go downhill and just, do like they tell you, keep it right at under the speed limit, 5 miles under the speed limit. When you get up to that speed limit, you hit your brakes. I just barely touch my brakes. Just slow them down. That way I'm not.
You can't mash them.
Huh?
I said, you can't mash them.
No, you don't. You just got to just barely touch on them. Get that truck to slow down. A lot of guys have that problem. They want to mash on it. Do it quickly. No, you don't do it that. That's how you burn your brakes up.
Yep.
My general rule of thumb is I won't go back down the hill any faster than I can climb it. If
That's
I'm
right.
climbing that hill at 35 miles an hour, when I get to the top of it, I do not try to hit the, coming back down at 50 miles an hour. Just don't do it.
I'm staying
It's
in the
not.
same gear. I'm
Yeah.
staying in the same gear. Most definitely staying in the same gear,
Mhm.
especially in very deep mountains. It tells you 35 miles an hour. You better be doing 35 miles an hour.
Right.
Because that's what it's there for.
35, yeah.
Yep.
Now, other than with your Jake brakes, how many of you got like put on your clutch fan, to kind of help slow the truck down as well? Because I know some trucks, they usually come with that option, like you have the Jake brake, and if it's overheating, you can throw the clutch fan to definitely help slow that truck down.
The truck that I've been driving the last 7 years has been an automatic, and I could set the cruise control 5 miles under the speed limit, and it will keep me. Say I set the mountain calls for like 65 mile an hour. I'll set the cruise control at 60. The cruise will not let me go over 65 miles an hour because it'll turn the Jake brake on.
Right.
And it keeps me right at speed. I don't have to use my brakes not one time. I've got
Right.
used to it. Now that I got this 18 speed, I got to use the Jake brake. So it's a whole new ball game for me because I got to relearn it all over again. And especially with hauling these trucks that are, on top of each other, it's a whole new ball game for me, especially with this 18 speed. I'm relearning all over again. And I got to watch what I do. Okay. And I am using the Jake brakes hard. I mean, the 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Just depending on what type of incline I'm going down, So, yeah, it's a whole new ballgame for me. I mean, I was so used to the automatic, And Bobby, you were telling me something about how you do yours.
I just run the Jakes. That's what I do. I like your idea of the way you do it, with the cruise control. I've tried that a few times since you mentioned it. That's a good method right there with the automatics.
Yeah. Especially for the automatics,
Yeah.
You just put it 5 miles under the speed limit, and they'll keep you right at the speed. And the Jake brakes will come on, and they'll hold you back, where you don't have to use your brakes at all. Now with this 18 speed, I hate to use my brakes, and I'm having to downshift several gears, to hold the speed that I wanted for me to feel comfortable, and for everybody else to be safe around me, okay? Because I want them to be safe too, because it's my obligation to keep them safe too.
See if I can keep him occupied to look at the camera. No, he doesn't want to.
Leave them ears go back.
Yeah. See if you can go get Gabby. Sometimes I can get a dog to actually bark and everything else, but if Hobber would have been still on there yet, because my wife's gonna go get Gabby and see if who ends up. Then again, though, too, I got to put my headsets in here, so that's the only other way they're ever gonna hear it, though.
There's my number one. She's in here. Yeah, Tammy's in here. That's good.
So let's get on breakdowns. A lot of people don't realize too with breakdowns. We've all had them, whether blown tire, mechanical failure, trailer failure. What is the worst one you think that took the longest to prepare you to get back on the road?
Well, they don't have to be bad to take forever to get back on the road. It just depends on where you're at.
Right.
I've had a flat tire take 7.5 hours just to get to.
Right.
Just to get to, and then that doesn't count the repair.
Not for me.
Fine. Well, when I look. Come here.
Oh, good God. Look at that.
It's a little bitty Yorkie.
This is Gabby.
Here, look.
See?
What is that? What is that? What is it? What is
There,
that?
Mom.
Oh, we got them all up here on camera.
See if you can get Hobber to bark. There he goes. Gabby thought it was a little too loud. So here's definitely the queen of the house right here.
Parking contest.
Here comes Hoover. So here's Sergeant Hoover, who was renamed by Sergeant Tom. So
Sergeant Hoover.
Gabby, and Sergeant Hoover. We've had Hoover with us on the road.
Sergeant. I'll be damned.
Hoover's probably got more miles than what Gabby. Hoover's probably got at least 200,000 miles, 300,000 miles underneath his collar.
300,000.
Yeah, he's been with me a long time. He's been driven with me a very long time. But he's also getting up there in age too now. So, but yeah, it will be sad the day when he has to retire and everything.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take them back up? But yeah, we actually got them their Christmas bows and everything for Christmas. So yeah, we definitely have their Christmas stuff already. I've been waiting for somebody out of the audience to come up here. We'll definitely post that link again for anybody that wants to come up here.
What in the world? Cat stop. Oh. There you go.
Fiddlesticks.
Oh, look at that. We got 105 thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are awesome.
Ooh. Sweet.
Whoa.
Just
All right.
a friendly reminder, if you ain't got that thumbs up button yet, smash it, mash it, punch it, kick it, lick it. We don't care how you do it. Stop sheeshing sitting on it.
And
And
it's
if
the
you do
only
some-
donation that me and Bobby only want.
Boom. Ain't got no popcorn to give. We're on We the People stream, so I can't throw out any popcorn.
If I was probably on Prism, I could probably do it that way, but I can't do it that way.
Yeah. Oh, I've not got
some things with Restream that you can't do that you can do on Prism. So I mean, we could have stuck the whole nice little Christmas thing around here and decorated it up.
right. Orson's still in the truck. Haber's not had no contact with him.
Right.
Almost got the arc
We
all
got
around.
somebody to coming in here. Hold on. Zero TV squad. What is going on tonight? Zero.
What's up, boys?
Zero.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Come on for a few minutes.
Zero
before
TV. How you doing?
I have to stream. Doing good. Doing good. Getting ready to stream American Truck Sim, boys.
Oh.
We're gonna
So,
do
yeah,
it on
if
the
any of
virtual
you-
style.
If anybody does the American Truck Simulator, Zero right here is your #1 guy to tell you more about it. He is
Yep.
definitely
Yeah,
out
as you
on
look at my
trip,
background, it's got the trucks on the behind me.
right?
Yeah.
James.
That's pretty cool.
And
James
actually,
Bond does it too.
what's
think
really
he can-
cool too as well, Zero made a replica of the Godfather truck and a replica of the Godmother truck. So every so
Really?
often he sends me photos that I put in for my YouTube thumbnails. So yeah, we definitely support him with everything like that. So he is
You need to
definitely
make a
awesome.
replica of You need to make a replica of Red Bull.
Yeah, I gotta get
Sorry
a
about
picture
this.
of your truck. I got a replica of Mud Pig. I got a replica of Tom's. I got a replica of We the People's, both his trucks. Blinkies.
You got a replica of Blinky's, Mud Pigs, Tom.
There's
the
We
People.
the People's truck.
Look at that. I'll be down.
Yeah, if I can get a good picture of yours, Bobby, I will definitely make a replica and put it in the game for you.
Nah.
So, Paula asked a question. Have any of you hauled doubles?
I've not.
Neither have I. The one thing I would definitely would like to do is if I had to haul doubles, it would be the double 53. That would be something better than hauling the pup trailers because the 53s are actually far more stable than anything in my opinion.
Yeah, they don't wiggle near as much.
Right, right. So is anybody, you know, it's like we've got 68 people in the chat. Definitely tap that like up on the top there. Anybody that would like to come in, they can definitely come on in here. Ask any questions of any of us that are drivers. Oh, we got Chaplin in here.
Yeah, I've got a vast knowledge of stuff what not to do.
Right. Hey, Chaplin, what's going on?
Not much. Not much.
All right. We got a question. Go ahead, Chaplin.
No, me.
Not me. I didn't have the question.
I do.
Oh, okay, Hector, go ahead.
Okay. What's the covers for the rear tires, for rear wheels on the back?
What are the covers, like what FedEx and all them use for?
Yeah.
Anybody want to give a good answer on that one?
What's the question again?
So on FedEx, the FedEx will have those little half covers, or you know, just to cover the top of the rim, or else you'll see those little fringes that kind of sit on the side of the rim, or on the side of the tire.
That's just for your rocks or whatever. Okay, go away. Yeah, when they put them the skirts like that to stop the rocks from flinging and hitting windshields or whatever. Okay, that's all them things are for.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I don't think they still wonder. I don't think they were.
Just an extension of the mud flap.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times, you know, if they've got brand new tread on there, I mean, you're gonna still get a stone that kind of gets through there every once in a while. I definitely know with my truck, and all of a sudden when it picks up a stone, I hear pink, and I know for a fact it hit right on the back of the cab of it.
Yeah. Well, these new windshields that are coming out for these 2022 Cascadias, it's got that Detroit thing in the middle now. You'll see them on the Cascadias, you know. That's going to be an expensive windshield and all the repairs that they have to do and to replace that module. And oh man, good God.
Okay, here's a good question. How many windshields have you guys been throughout your career in these trucks?
Two.
Two? Two?
And both times they were a garbage truck that did it. They had a bolt come off. Yeah, you had a bolt come off and hit me right square in the center of the windshield. Scared the crap out of me.
I've had 4 in just the last 2 years.
Whoa.
Gray truck?
Might be more.
And
Might be more.
You got me beat.
Throughout my career, I've averaged to go through at least one shield a year, at least, throughout my career. So I've been through around 20.
I had three in 1 year.
This one that I'm driving right now, I'm on the 4th one, and it needs replaced.
Now, I will be probably on my 3rd, but the one on the Godmother isn't that bad yet. I mean, everything is still under a quarter side, but yeah, eventually I will be on my 3rd. But the one thing that did happen with one windshield, it wasn't the actual windshield; it was the driver's side window. Coming back from the east, something hit it. Boosh! Just shattered, just like that, while I was driving down the highway.
Easy. This one I've got on right now. 4 days after it was replaced, a rock come up and hit it and put a crack in it within 4 days.
About windshields.
Wow.
It don't take much. the way they're placed in there, if they're not one little hit, just barely crack the whole damn windshield.
Yeah.
If they're put in there correctly, if they're not put in correctly, it deals with the glue that you put on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here's another question. How many fuel tanks have you gone through?
Zero.
How many
Zero.
fuel tanks?
Yep.
Zero.
I've never had to have a fuel tank replaced.
No, never had to. You?
You want to ask the wife?
What'd you do? What'd you do?
I've had to replace 3 fuel tanks.
Wow.
What'd you do?
It wasn't my fault. They had my first one that I ever had done was done in Iowa. Luckily, I didn't have that much fuel left. Somebody had a piece of material out in the road. One guy kicked it over into my lane. I tried to miss it as best I could. It went right underneath the truck and just barely caught the tire. Ended up hitting up into the fuel tank, put a really good slice into it. And I got to the nearest truck stop. It was not farly after that. All of a sudden, the truck was starting to spit and sputter. I shut it off. I shut off the fuel. Luckily, the tank had fuel shutoffs. I was able to shut it off. I had just enough in the other tank to fill up and get the trucks back started. Another time, I was in Minnesota. Almost the same thing. Somebody lost some material off another vehicle. Same thing happened. Got underneath there, damaged the fuel tank. The third one is when all of a sudden I accidentally hit a thing with antlers. Got under there, basically shoved the thing back into the fuel tank. So yeah, I've been through 3 fuel tanks in my life.
Dang. But now Josh Pack says, so I guess car windshields are stronger than trucks. I think the answer to that is not really that they are stronger, but it's because they're smaller.
Yeah.
Is what I would think with that. Plus, truck windshields sits more straight up rather than angles.
Right.
So when the rocks hit cars, they hit them and they're up. When they hit the trucks, it just hits and stops. It's right there on it.
And actually, commercial trucks, the glass is just a tad bit thicker than automotive glass.
Just
Probably
a tad
by
bit thicker?
Yeah, it's by like 3 or 4 millimeters thicker than what's normally in the cars.
But they're easier, I think, just because they're more straight up and down.
Yeah, indeed.
Brown dog? No. These guys that go out west, or matter of fact, we the people. He sees more weather than I do. Okay, because you guys get more snow than we do over here.
Oh yeah.
You see a lot more weather than I do. So, and then Bobby, I don't know about you. You probably see more weather than I do here in Michigan.
It's about 50-50. Last year they didn't run me in the snow too much. Last year I managed to avoid a lot of snow. I'm not saying completely. I'm just saying a lot of it.
Yeah.
See, this year I've already been in over a week's worth of snow. But Tasha says we was in a lot of snow last year. I tend to forget stuff. I tend to forget as time goes on. Tasha says we was in a lot of snow.
We had to pull over and stand on the interstate. We're not. It's shut down twice. We had to do.
Yeah, that was the year before last. Though we did get shut down in Wyoming. We actually had to pull off on the shoulder of the interstate. I pulled over to the center side where the Jersey wall was at. That was it Rollins? No, but no, Evanston, Wyoming.
I never had to. I've never had to. I mean, I've seen some bad weather, but it's nothing to shut me down. But
no, they shut the interstate down. They had the interstate shut down.
Oh, okay.
Especially in Wyoming? Oh yeah, they'll gladly shut that interstate down.
Yeah.
You want to show these guys the stickers that I'm making for you, We the People?
We'll do it a little bit here. Zero. Just hold on that.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Who's going to the drive-through by Wendy's?
Who's going through the drive-through by where?
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
The big truck.
I know.
Have we gone through a drive-through with a big
Yes.
rig?
Yeah.
Bobby has.
What? Bobby,
I've been through several, and I do have a video of going through the last one that I went through, but I took it back down off of YouTube. There is a few people in the chat. There's a few people that got to see that video. Well, about 1,500 people, and I took it down. But yeah, I've been through McDonald's, Hardee's, Crystals, Burger King.
Walking?
No.
No.
I'll send you the link to it.
All right.
No.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Maybe.
I've walked one to the table.
Well, actually, Bobby,
I'm standing there. I'm standing in front of a bunch of cars.
when we're
I'm
done
sorry.
with the live stream, you could actually just probably add it onto here, and so us that are in here will see it. Unfortunately, the rest of the people that are on the chat won't see it, but you can share it in here.
Okay. I have to unlock it. It's locked.
Oh.
But yeah, that is one thing I have never done, has actually gone through a drive-through if they had a semi-drive-through. Never gone through a drive-through.
I would do it.
I've done it with the trailers.
Go ahead.
I wish they would come up with something like that for us guys.
I keep saying that all the time. I don't know why they don't do it for you guys.
That'd be a beautiful thing.
Supposedly, there's a Taco Bell in Nebraska, York, Nebraska, I think, that you can drive them through.
Right.
Really?
Oh.
Totally cool.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know how to say your name. Welcome. You got a question?
I love it, you guys, man.
You got a question? Oh, I
It's
think
Danny
it's
Wayne over here at People's Convoy. I'm down here in Myrtle Beach. Been 5 times in Canada, 5 times in DC. I'm out of New Mexico. I just want to shout eyes at the truck stop. I'm headed for DC for J6. It's going to be an incredible celebration when we kick these fuckers to the street. Amen. I'm in country and we all are fed up with this fucking bullshit. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
all right. Definitely thank you for that.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Anybody else got anything?
We're gonna win.
Actually, I don't.
So what is your?
I got a question.
Go ahead, Hector.
What's the longest an engine could hold up in mileage? You could run it.
If you take care of them.
Go ahead, Bobby. You first.
Go ahead. If you take care of them, they can get 2 million, 3 million, 4 million miles if you take care of them.
Wow.
I've drove them with 2 million miles on them.
I've got on the Godfather, definitely over 2 million. We got a few years yet before the Godmother hits 2 million miles, but for the most part, yeah, if you take care of the engine, service it, don't neglect it in any way, shape, or form, something that might need to be fixed, get it fixed right away, because the longer you wait, the more you damage the engine. But yeah, definitely, I've definitely been driving over 2 million miles on with the Godfather already.
Wow.
I've got a lot of miles. I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, you can definitely do it.
No. I keep that to myself. I keep a lot of things inside this brain I don't want to talk about. Nah. No, I only tell what I want you to hear, okay? Now, there's a lot of stuff I don't want to talk about. It's not polite to put it on. It's not polite to put it on here.
What is the worst tire blowout you've ever had? I know we've kind of said about tires, but what's the worst, absolute worst tire blowout that has done damage to the truck?
Drive tire. Drive tire. I took out the whole fairing. It was all plastic. Everything was plastic on this Volvo that I was driving for Northern Steel Transport. I mean, it blew everything out. And I'm sitting there. Oh, how am I going to tell this? What I'm not going to do is a blowout. And then it blew. It sounded like a cannon going off. That's why, you know, if I'm in the areas, you know, I'm like, I'll tell people, you know, I'll come up with stories, you know, and I'm standing around a lot of people. But I'm talking loud enough to where they all can hear me, you know, and I'm talking to, you know, either my wife. I'll be talking stories about truck driving, you know, and I'll get everybody's attention around me. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to be next to a semi, you know. I said, I drive one. I said, if a tire blows out, you don't want to be next to me. If I'm hauling 40,000 pounds of freight, that tire is going to go off like a cannon. I said, that shrapnel is going to come through that Pearson's, you know, windshield and kill them. I said, the best thing you can do is go around a truck real quick, you know, and these people are listening intent, you know, and I'll do it on purpose, you know, talk real, you know, just loud enough to where they can hear me, you know, and I'll get their attention. I try to spread the word everywhere I go, you know. Don't sit to a damn semi.
Yeah, the worst blowout I've had has been on the trailer, and it was the rear inside, and it blew so hard that it blew the inside front one as well. It blew them both up.
No way.
Yeah.
Dang.
They was like, "What'd you run over?" I didn't run over anything. There wasn't nothing out there. One popped, and as soon as it popped, you could hear the other one pop. It was just like a double barrel shotgun going off.
Yeah, right.
Wow. I got another question.
Go ahead.
What's the heaviest load you guys ever pulled?
Heaviest?
46,800 pounds. And it was legal too.
Gross weight, 90. It was 92 or 96,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Damn.
The most gross I hauled on a 5-axle tractor trailer was definitely 92,000 pounds gross.
Yeah. Oh man, you can feel that weight too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely feel it.
My boss was not happy that I pulled that much weight with his truck. Oh, he was mad.
Yeah. I won't go over. I pulled 80, 82. Yeah, I think it was 83. Those potatoes out of Florida. The guy goes, "Can I come put this little bit much more on you?" I said, "Yeah, put it up in there." I got the scale. I couldn't scale it out. I couldn't take it back. Look, it was the weekend. The only scale I was worried about was the one there in Virginia on 77. It was closed. I got all the way up to Ohio from out of Florida, not one scale being open.
Dang.
I was a lucky turd.
So yeah, that's one thing. If you've got a day cab, I mean, yeah, there isn't as much weight on the load with a day cab pulling it compared to a sleeper tractor, because I mean, definitely there's a definite huge weight distribution difference because by hauling a day cab than actually with a sleeper truck.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that much weight difference.
I think it's
a little bit more by a few hundred pounds.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like 16, 18,000 for the day cabs and 24, 26 for the sleepers.
21 to 26,000 pounds for the sleeper, because my both of my trucks, if I had run dual tires on both of them, they'd both be at 21,680 some pounds altogether.
Yeah, and then just the day cabs are somewhere between 16 and 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, right. And there's definitely a difference between when it comes to the tires on there, because like I run super singles on mine, and of course some do run the duals on there. Me personally, I've taken off a lot of weight off, at least about 1,800 pounds having super singles on there, or to be able to add 18,000 pounds on for that axle. So I definitely see a difference in that. So I mean, it's like I've used super singles going on 6 years, 7 years now, and I've only blown one. So I mean, or we've had one actually ran away on us too already, but basically we've blown one for sure.
Start checking.
So what's the difference between day cab and sleeper ones? Are we talking, Josh, like weight or whatever else? Because definitely Bobby kind of bring up on it, definitely the weight difference between a day cab and a sleeper. Gambalissa, yeah, you got a lot more weight difference on the tractor. Most tractors with the sleeper weigh around 19,000 pounds to 20,000 pounds. A day cab weighs only about 12,000 pounds.
12,000. 12 to 14. 12
Right.
to 14.
Right.
Hey, Gambalicious, how many years you got in? She's been over the road truck driver for quite a while, I guess. I think.
Right. Right.
I'd love for her to be up on panel, but I don't think she wants to.
Yeah, she did say earlier she wanted to, but she had to be back out on the road. Yeah, it would have been nice for her to definitely come in here. Definitely, indeed.
Oh, she's got a lot of input.
Right.
She's old school. The only problem is they don't treat her equal, like, out there on the road. Okay, and that's the only downfall I hate about women truck drivers. They don't get credit like they should.
Exactly.
Like B-buses are ass out there 24/7, like we do. But
the wife,
from what I'm hearing,
hold on, Ernie. The wife told me she's been driving since 1985. Gambalicious.
Okay.
1985. Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a long time. Years than I do. I started back in 1987 is when I started.
Right.
That was a van to within a year. I went to a straight truck, and 2 years after that, a couple years after that, I went to the semi. I had to ask you that question.
I've never seen a super single blow. I've never been around a super single when it blowed.
Neither
like
have I.
had with the dualies. So I was passing by a mobile home one day that was hauling down the road, and one of those little tires exploded, and it was just like a cannon, just like the big dualies are. So I wonder if the super singles, if they're the same, or if it's louder, bigger, more damage.
Either way, Bobby, it scares the living snot out of me. That's all I'm telling you.
Chaplain, are you still driving?
No, I haven't. I've been retired since 2010.
2010?
Yep. Drove for about almost 18 years.
You drove for 18 years?
Yep.
Okay.
Enjoyed it. I loved the job. Couldn't wait to get to work.
If I probably had the photos of my last super single, I definitely would have showed them on here, because you would have been like, dang. I mean, it shattered all over there. But the Michelins that I have, they're a little bit wider tires. So like if your tire, your normal super singles just kind of right along the rim. Well, these kind of come outside the rim. So if they do flatten or blow, they're supposed to actually kind of mushroom around the rim.
Protect the rim.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's is the air pressure the same on those?
You can go up to 130 pounds.
130.
More.
But I only put 118 in mine. That's it.
Okay.
No more than that. Go ahead.
So basically the cannon's got the same punch in.
Oh yeah, gotta have, especially
Yeah.
with all the weight that's underneath that. You know, well, if you do blow one, you automatically got to go to the side. And how long are you sitting for? I mean,
It can be, you know, like Bobby said earlier, it could be like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Same with us with the blue. Same with us with the blue.
Yeah, it all depends though here. When you guys get a dual tire, they're more easily available. A lot of people don't have the super singles in stock.
Yeah, but
and a lot of the
we can limp to a daggone truck stop though, to where we got a mechanic. Okay.
sometimes we can.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes I've had them blow and catch on the axle. I mean, as soon as you pull over and it grabs that axle like that, you got to stop because it'll shred them. I mean, it'll rip them apart.
I mean, it'll rip a lot of things apart. I've seen them take out the air canisters too.
Yeah, I've had them do that.
You know.
Matter of fact, the one that blew the two insides, it blew that canister out.
A lot of damage. And them canisters. Yep.
Jeez, Gamblicious, it sounds like you've had a really rough trucking life. You guys don't.
Who, me?
I'm going to post this one in here. You guys don't even know the half of it. In the 80s, when I started driving, I got blocked in. I got shot at 3 times. Man.
Once.
I have not luckily been shot at. Any of you else been shot at?
Yeah.
Never been shot at.
I've been shot at, not in the truck though.
Well, I was outside of the truck unloading it. And somebody tried to shoot at me. It's been a pleasant experience to go through.
I think I was more worried about getting shot at, you know, a few years ago when Detroit, Michigan was really, 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 really bad. I was more worried about that at that time than anything.
Brown Dog says, how come they don't let you change your own tires? You can change your own tires if you have all the proper tools to do it with.
Right.
You can change them. But I mean, most truckers don't have the proper tools to change an air hose, let alone a tire.
Right.
Well, you guys say that you've had tires blowing on the trailer, correct? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, who's responsible for putting the tires in the air on the trailer?
Who's responsible for what now?
Who's responsible for keeping the upkeep on the trailer tires? Is it the truck driver
whoever.
or the company?
Well, if you're a company driver, it's the company's responsibility.
Yeah, it's the company's responsibility. But you, as a driver, has got to let them know daily.
Yeah.
True.
If something's wrong with it, if the tread's worn, it's your job to let them know. I mean, they don't send us in ever so often just to get everything looked at. We go in and get our regular maintenance done. But as far as like tires and stuff like that, we have to actually let them know, send pictures to them, and then they decide if the tire's good or not good. I mean, when it all boils down, huh?
How do you decide, we the people? You've been an owner operator.
If I blow a tire, that cost is on me, no matter ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, no, but you're
trailer or the truck.
That's up to you.
I'm owner of the truck. Yeah, I'm the owner of the truck. So I mean, I get the tire bill regardless. What's that, Chaplain?
What about the trailer?
Nope, trailer I am not part of unless they consider it driver error.
Oh, yeah,
which they do a lot of in trucking.
Yeah.
I kind of thought so.
Yeah.
There's a fine line to that.
Yeah, there's always that very fine, thin layer of ice, I call it. No matter what, it breaks.
Even for the company driver. Even for the company driver. You have that same problem, Bobby? Even for the company driver?
What's that?
The fine line with the trailer tires. Do you have that fine line too, where they tried making you responsibility for that
Oh,
tire?
well, the company's always going to make the driver responsible. If you was caught in that fine line, they're always going to say, well, it was driver's fault. That way they can charge the driver for it, get their money back on it.
Yeah, because you're talking a $450 tire.
Right.
Yeah, per tire,
Right.
per tire.
Per tire.
And that's
Yeah.
for this. That's for the regular duals. How much is one super single?
One super single. Well, let's see. We just got that bill. It was like $4,700.
$4,700 for one.
No, 4,700 for all four. So
Okay.
we'll do 4,700 divide by 4. We got $1,175.
I was gonna say it's still over $1,000
Yeah, that's
for
that's
one
a lot
tire.
of money on a tire. Yeah, a lot of money. Phew. Woo. Good.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a lot of money one way or the other, however you look at it. So, I mean, that was before they were sitting there telling about a tire increase. They told us this a couple months before October hit, like a 6% increase. So, yeah, it's definitely something that is going to be not going to be cheap to pay.
Imagine that.
Is that Tom back?
He's trying to get out.
Are you making it there, Tom?
Sounds winded.
Oh yeah, I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah, no problem here.
Hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
I
hear
hear
you.
you.
I hear you.
So, James Lassard, I-90 closed from Mitchell, South Dakota to Albert Lee, Michigan or Minnesota. Blizzard conditions may reopen Saturday morning, but if wind subsides, only my relatives staying in Mitchell are safe. Yeah, it's really no joke out there right now because I mean I'm seeing everybody's flags, they're blowing straight across. There is no give, nothing.
You can hear the wind in our house going by. All right,
I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, got home my hot water.
Oh man.
Oh no, Tom.
Not good. Dealing with my oven not wanting to work either because it's so cold.
You got gas?
Yeah, I mean it got hot water, so I got my stuff on right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Look at Michigan.
I live here. What about it?
I just visit.
All around us. Just rotating all over the state, just right over the Upper Peninsula. You can see the clouds just rotate.
Okay, we can see up there. I'm okay with that being up there. Sorry, James Lessard. James
So pretty soon we will probably, because since not many more of having actually coming up and asking questions, we're gonna probably start winding this down a little bit.
So
I think I'm gonna jump off here though, guys.
All
I'm
right.
gonna spend a little bit of time with Mama. I think she wants to watch a movie with, so I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate you, everybody.
Have a good Christmas, Ernie, if we don't hear from you.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to you guys. Everyone,
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
All right, Ernie.
We need to do this again.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, Bobby. Take care, guys.
God bless you all. Merry Christmas to you all.
So, for my friends that live here on the property, some flaming flats.
It'll definitely light up.
Y'all ever heard of that?
Yes.
No, I've never actually heard of that. First time I actually hear of it. So yeah, we're gonna probably slowly start winding this down. We definitely want to thank Semi Ernie and the Ride Along Gang for joining in tonight. GWT 333, Tom, it's always good to see you, brother. And when Bobby from Ride Along Gang gets back, we also want to thank Bobby from Ride Along Gang. Chaplain Jethro. Chaplain, you can definitely check all of these out. If I can get a moderator to put all these groups in here, that would be awesome. Zero TV Squad, we want to thank him. He's also got a Twitch, YouTube. Chaplain Jethro has a YouTube channel. GWT 333 has a YouTube channel. Ride Along Gang, Bobby, he also has a YouTube channel. And us, we the people, we are definitely on YouTube and Twitch. So definitely check us out there. Big, huge thank you for all of you that took the time to come in here. And definitely, I don't know who this guy is right here next to me. But
That's WD.
we definitely have a very beautiful thing for him tonight.
Oh,
lay it on.
Hold on, everybody. Here we go.
WD-40, best tool I have. Great stuff.
Love it. I can fix things around the house I wouldn't even try before. It really works.
Listen, I use it on the car, the boat, the camper. I wouldn't start without it. What's it for? What do you have that sticks or squeaks?
Sticks or squeaks? What do you have that sticks or squeaks? WD-40. Pick up a can at your favorite store. Try it. WD-40.
I
So
thought I was
that's
going to
for
get
our
away.
dear brother Hector, who's been gone for a little while, which we understand that he has been gone. But also, Hector, for your little stocking, we got you a little size WD-40 for you, brother. Email us your address, and we will mail you this cute little WD-40 kit.
You'll never squeak again.
That's right. That chair will never squeak any better. So, yeah, I want to definitely wish everybody, thank you very much for stopping in tonight. It's been a great discussion and great panel.
Lots of fun.
We will definitely be doing another one later on. Hopefully, we will get Trucker Cassie on here. If some of you want to basically know about trucking in Sweden, we are going to be doing that. And definitely a lot of people, you know, I'm definitely curious to know how trucking in Sweden is. We have posted a few restreams of Trucker Cassie on our channel, and definitely we would have got Becca on here as well, but needless to say, she hasn't responded to our email yet. So hopefully that's going to be in the future to come, and definitely, hopefully, a lot of us, you know, we can get back here in time. We are going to be hopefully scheduling something with Bobby here in the near future. Definitely now that Tasha, we will be with you back in the truck full time, Bobby.
Yeah, full time.
Okay. And I know my beautiful wife, she's going with me next week, so she's got to learn to like sit in a seat and stop being a side seat driver.
Yeah, that's what wives are for.
Right. Definitely, indeed. So,
Hey,
anyway,
hey, Bobby, did you get my phone number? Did you get my phone number?
No, I didn't.
That's there.
You hear me, Bobby?
I've got an email in my about section. You can throw it up, sir.
There's a private chat right down here. If you click the arrow,
Go
it'll
down
show
there,
you the private chat amongst us.
I don't see a private chat.
It should be in there. It should say like chat view or private chat.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Yep.
It should pop up when somebody makes a comment in here.
Yeah, hang on. Let me write it down.
Yep.
Real quick question.
And then we got, looks like a really quick question here. My question is, do you keep paper log books in case system is down. Yes, indeed.
It is the law that you have to.
Right.
You have to do that.
It's got a baby girl.
Oh, there's the baby girl. Too bad we're not playing the Brandon song tonight. She would be dancing around.
That baby girl.
Hey,
Girl on there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I pulled it. I grabbed her.
adorable.
Let me
Beautiful.
switch the screen
You-
here quick.
There she is. Everybody's favorite.
There we go.
Oh man, I wish my
Hey,
wife
hi.
were here. She'd be going crazy right now.
She getting ready for Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa's coming tomorrow, eh?
So what's going on, Donald?
I have
Hey,
another great grandchild on the way.
I just popped on for a few minutes to say hello. Since I was last talking to you guys, my health has deteriorated to a slightly different level. I've got COPD and it's gone to a different level. I'm looking at the possibility that I may not soon be able to sing again or even talk. It gets
Oh,
advanced.
that's sad to hear.
But I'm just trying to deal with it tonight. But I can still play, and I've got and on my YouTube channel, I've got recordings for over 40 years that I've done since I was young, all types of music and that. So I don't really need to worry about not being able to sing again because I can still get my music out there for the people because I've got all types every type of music across a background from traditional music to AC/DC, everything, So I just maybe going to have to be DJ on my own recordings, but my voice is starting to go again. But see your channels, guys. I absolutely love watching that truckers channels. I can't make sense of the road because everything's the wrong side. But if I was on that road 5 minutes in it, it'd be chaos. It'd be absolute disaster, even in a car. But your channels, that streaming is actually really good in a way, and well done in a way. It's and having your channel actually prospered in a way because it's so good. We didn't realize over here that you're coming to site and the distances that you guys go, because Scotland's not as far as what you do in a day, really. I mean, a lot of thousands of miles is absolutely awesome. I mean, it's a life on the road, isn't it? I'm so impressed with it.
Well, we definitely thank you, Donald, for everything that you do, and we give you definitely the best of prayers, and hopefully everything comes out good for you.
Yeah.
Merry
Awesome.
Christmas to you, and we'll definitely keep you in your hearts and minds and our prayers, definitely. And Chaplain, make sure you put Donald in the prayer book if you could.
He's in there right now.
Oh, right, it's Chaplain. Oh, hello, how you doing?
Yeah,
Right,
Chaplain is like right.
Sorry to say.
I keep forgetting right there.
Sorry. See these glasses,
in the
guys.
middle now.
These glasses are just a 99p shop, and they're not they're not my proper glasses, and I've got trouble reading because my eyesight is not very good now either. But oh no, that's awesome to meet you. Anyway, I'm just gonna sit back now in the background and have a listen to it. But
Yeah, 'cause we're-
love these days and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas
My
to you.
voice is still-
Yeah, because we're about ready to shut everything all down. Definitely everybody out there who's ever listening in the chat or even at home, if you don't have to leave anywhere, please don't. It is brutal out there. The wind is really brutal up in this area. Stay in the house if necessary. Hopefully your heat stays running. We will always have your hearts and our minds, and definitely give you prayers for everywhere you need it. Definitely Merry Christmas to everybody out there. A Happy New Year. Bobby, definitely you're going to be enjoying the long vacation. You definitely need it, brother. You're out there the most than most of us. So definitely our big thanks to you. I know a lot of people are very glad for everything you do and everything that a lot of truck drivers do. But we're going to start shutting the stream down. Like I said, thanks everybody for that joined in.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
If she
Merry
doesn't,
Christmas and Happy New Year.
if she doesn't beat me first.
Bobby, I'm a real fan.
Oh, look at that.
I want, if I could say,
Uh-oh, I think he stalled.
Froze up.
No, he's
Yeah,
about to say something.
he's giving me like one bar. Oh, there he goes. He should be back real shortly. Go ahead, Tom.
what I was saying is, when we're streaming this for y'all, that way for you guys, I hear you out there talking about you can't travel, you don't have the money to travel, and you love sitting with us all day long. We with us, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Be blessed. I love just like the rest of these guys here. I'm pretty sure. So, like I said, we did this for you, and you're a lot of girls, and we love you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I just want to say I appreciate everybody that comes and hangs out with us, and thank you, Gary, for inviting me over to do this.
Anytime.
Really do
Bobby.
appreciate it.
Anytime.
I can't tell you
all
guys
right,
enough.
everybody.
We love what you do, and we appreciate you. We wouldn't have the food on our table every day without you. That's why we appreciate you more and more every day. God
And
bless
see,
you
you
guys.
know, the one final thing I want to add is a lot of people thank me for what I do, and it's like I'm only one of millions of drivers around the world. It's not just me; it's everybody that's around the world and in our country and other countries. You also got to thank them. It's just not me that you can thank. You got to thank the millions around the world.
Yeah, it takes all of us. It takes all of us.
So on that note, we're gonna get ready to shut this down. Like I said, everyone, thank you for joining in. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Some of you can stay in here yet when we connect, and we'll have a brief little discussion. And we will talk to you, everyone else, when we go live on We the People 75, or when Bobby goes live, or when Semi Ernie, or GWT, or Zero TV Squad, or Chaplain Jethro, and whenever Hector I Love WP40 gets going on his. So, everyone, thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas. Have a great night, and thank you all for joining in.